Hello?
Sup,
Hello?
bitches?
What's up, losers? No, I'm kidding. Hi, hi.
Hi, everyone.
I brought someone with me.
Unfortunately, I was dragged screaming and kicking by my toes.
Oh, you resubbed, bitch. You wanna be here.
No.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
don't know what
hello.
you're talking about. Hello.
Uh,
Hi, everyone.
hi, people. Today's a chatting stream because why not?
Yes,
We decided
but
it'd be a good time.
yeah. And look at us. We're both so pretty with our beautiful art.
What were you
Hi,
gonna say?
Brooke. I said, look at how pretty we are with our beautiful PNG art.
True, though.
Amazing,
Oh my god.
gorgeous, and beautiful.
Hi, Brooke. Welcome to stream. Hello, hello.
Welcome, welcome.
How are you today?
How are you doing?
God, you gotta stop copying.
You have to stop copying me. I said it first.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I doubt it.
Yesterday, when we were hanging out with friends, we kept saying things at the same time. And I was like, oh my god, we hang out with each other way too much. We need to stop it.
No.
Yeah. We're together too much. We're just
You're
too
lying.
in tune with each
That's a
other.
lie.
Like,
Flat out lie.
you're right, it is. I love to lie.
Don't lie to chat.
No, lying is my hobby.
Okay, anyway.
It's the only thing I have that I can do for fun.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Wild, though. That is an interesting tale.
Yeah. But it is what it is.
Sewing and got 2 free drinks at Dutch Brothers. Hey, yo, let's go.
Ooh, that's
Dutch Brothers is
good.
too good. Too
Yeah.
good. Scary good. Addicting good. They have good drinks. They got a good selection.
They really do.
I was just
I
about to
love
ask if
Dutch.
you died.
No, I didn't die. I just got distracted by something.
That seems to be the usual.
It is. I'm a very distracted person, you know?
Okay. Just seems like you're dead because you go literally dead silent.
Yeah. Teehee. Whoopsies.
Anyway,
Anyways, we're gonna talk about Hades today.
because it's a hyperfixation and it's one of our
On
most
both of
favorite
our
games of all
parts.
time.
Yes, we both love it.
Are we doing a spoiler talk about or just a general talk about? That's the problem.
I don't know. I feel
Is
like
it considered spoilers if it's mostly following the true Greek mythology? Mostly?
true. I feel like it's fine
Yeah.
if we just I don't know. I don't know. Uh,
I can put it in
I
the
think
title
it's
just in
fine.
case.
Yeah, we can put it in the title for now.
Yeah, like maybe spoilers.
Maybe spoilers, possibly, perchance
Might be a little
spoilers.
bit of spoilers. Because I'm like, I want people to play this game genuinely. It was like one of the funnest games I played, and I wish I can go back and play it for the first time all over again. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what it is kind of thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm like, if we're gonna talk about it, I don't want to spoil it to people who are interested in it.
Yeah. No, I
Or
totally
will
get
play it.
that.
Right. But then again, it's like, can you spoil something that follows Greek mythology?
I I feel like it's kind of like
It's a mix of like its own personality, its own game, its own
mhm.
story, and Greek mythology.
As far as Hades goes, I would say that it's kind of like 50-50 because stuff about Zagreus, I feel like it is spoilers just because Zagreus is very unknown to most people. Like, I feel like unless you're like into Greek mythology, you don't know who Zagreus is, so you don't really know like a lot of like the background lore, which they do a
He
great
was a
job.
character.
Yeah, they do a great job about like alluding to aspects of his mythology in the game throughout it. So I feel like it's just I feel like it's 50-50
All
because
about
like
his. That's
yeah,
the thing. It's his entire mythology that's true,
yeah,
with
but
like
then
some side aspect,
sorry.
but all of it's like true.
Yeah, because it's like the stuff with like Persephone being his mother and like Queen of the Underworld. That one's kind of like, well, yeah, we could have guessed that. A lot of people know that mythology.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't classify that one less as spoilers. But then
Okay.
like a lot of like the stuff with like Achilles, his storyline, or like Odysseus,
Yeah.
his storyline.
Odysseus isn't.
Sorry, Orpheus.
Yeah. I was like, wrong character.
I was playing Hades too, and I was seeing stuff for Epic the Musical, so I got confused. Is that
Why is
better,
my mic
Brooke?
such loud?
I turned my mic down a little bit.
Probably.
I'm just a loud person in general, unfortunately.
It's just how your mic is, and then my mic blocks my voice. Because it's
Yeah,
so good. Okay, there we go. I'll turn up the gain on it, and hopefully that helps. I'm also
yeah,
stoned up today, so that's probably partly why. But hopefully that sounds
yeah.
fine. Thank you for letting me know, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Thanks for letting us know.
What are your thoughts on
Also,
Hades 2 so far?
my thoughts on Hades 2 are I I still like Hades 1 more, but I feel like with this update, from the last time that I played this game, I have a lot better of an impression on it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like I feel like obviously it will probably never be really as good as, original Hades, which is fine because they're like same universe, same storyline kind of, but they are different games at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So like it's fine, but I'm like I like it. I still feel like
Yeah.
it's pretty good and it has its charm,
It has
you
really
know?
solid characters in it. Because I, I think it needs just a tiny bit more adjustment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm turned up all the way on my end, so
Yeah. I'll turn myself a little bit more down.
no, I can turn you down on stream. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
How is that? Is that better? I hope it is.
Hopefully.
I'm turned up as loud as I can go on my mic, so
Yeah.
yeah. But I turned Alice down a little bit more too.
Yes, yes.
Uh, a gift sub. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Brooke, you're officially indoctrinated.
You haven't been streaming as much, so I I had to take my opportunity to be your number one gifter
True.
while I
I
had the
haven't been.
chance.
Okay, on that topic though, it's because I'm very going through a lot. So
No,
it's
no, no,
like
it's fine.
the
I just,
motivation for streaming's not there right now.
yeah, when you've been streaming, it's just I've either been in the stream or I've been asleep.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So I just haven't had the opportunity to.
Brooke says we sound good now. You think
That's
you
good.
figured it out?
Because it's not like I can say anything since I haven't been streaming as much either.
I know, yours is an unfortunate case though.
Yes.
That only the
Working
Discord
on,
soulies know about.
yeah, working on multiple solutions though, and hopefully
Yeah.
they all get sorted out. So,
And that's why you're on stream with me.
yes, we be
This is
streaming
your
together.
backup plan.
Yeah. But it's so funny because I was actually I was talking to someone at work today. And they like we've talked about Fortnite in the past and they were asking me, they're like, "Oh, like have you been on like the Fortnite shop recently?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, not really." And like when they asked that, I was like, "Man, like that hyperfixation is not there for me right now." Like
Right.
it is full force on Hades because I'm still just like, oh, I want to play Hades. I want to play Hades.
It's
Hades
valid
sounds
though.
fun to play.
No, it's valid though because it's coming from someone who played Hades, the Hades game for like 2.5 years straight. Like every single
Yeah,
day, not joking. Every day after work or after school, it was play Hades for like a few hours.
yeah,
It's definitely a game that's meant to get you addicted like immediately.
it really is. It's just, it's such a good game. And
It is.
every single time that like, every time I unlock something more to it, I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then, like, I started replaying it on stream the other day, and it's been so long since I've played the first of Hades, over a
Yeah.
100 runs long.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I forgot this happened. So
Right.
it's just, it's so crazy the attention to detail from the beginning that they put into that game.
Right.
Like, it's truly just so cool to see. And, like we've both talked about this, but like as people who like both were like super into Greek mythology, I'm just like, this game is just like, oh, it's perfect.
All the characters are really good too. The
Yeah,
I
really
think
solid characters.
the one thing that Supergiant did very well, which Supergiant is the team that made this, by the way, which was like 4 people at the time that this
Yeah,
game came out, right? Um,
which that's also so crazy, but
yeah, I can go
anyways.
into that. The voice of Zagreus
Yeah,
is the main creator who did all of the music for it, voices several other characters in the game. And then you have like the main character artist that literally did pretty much everything art like visual and character design wise and background design wise. And then you have
mhm,
like the and then you got like the developer, like the 2 developers. Like they all did that for just this one game. Granted they have more now for Hades too, but like
yeah,
they were a tiny ass team when they made this, and a tiny ass team made a very perfect game. And that
yeah,
is not just me being biased. I'm like, the writing is solid, the characters are solid, the art is solid, the
hmm,
grasp it has on you emotionally, solid. Uh,
yeah. The
as you're playing on
gameplay,
stream, I want you to play the side stories as you're going.
Yes, that's one thing where I am trying to do that.
Yeah.
It's like it is fun to see the stories progress.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, is what Brooke says. I agree. It's
Yeah.
insanely fun to watch people play through it too.
Yeah, because now it is funny because it's like, oh, like in my original run, I'm getting like dialogue where I'm like, oh, that was supposed to happen, where I still haven't got to the surface yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Exactly.
it's just like,
Like, you gotta get the full experience as you go, and that's my challenge to
yeah,
you, is to actually get the full experience as you go. Because it hits a lot
yeah.
harder. Also, welcome, Sin. Hi.
Welcome,
Welcome,
welcome.
welcome. It's about time you fucking showed up. No, I'm kidding. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Um, we're talking about Hades at the moment. It's such an amazing game. Like, the character dynamics too. Like, you
Yes.
go in there, there's not like a single character you're gonna fucking hate. And even the characters that you're supposed to hate because you know them from Greek mythology, you don't hate.
Yeah, literally, like all of
Except
them are.
Poseidon. Fuck it. Fuck Poseidon.
For me, it's Zeus. Fuck Zeus. I do not like Zeus. Such a
No
little
one likes
bitch.
Zeus. No one likes Poseidon. No one likes Zeus.
Yeah, as they shouldn't.
The two assholes of the group. That's what it is.
Yeah. And then they try to dog on Hades, and I'm like, he's the best brother out of you three, you
Yeah, out of you
motherfuckers.
freaks. Yeah, exactly.
Like, y'all are 10 times worse than he ever could be, bro.
Yeah, for real though. Oh my god. But, yeah, very solid game for anyone that's interested. And
Yeah,
it has like Orpheus and
very solid.
Eurydice. They did a twist on that
Mhm.
tale that's really sweet, and I like it a lot.
Yes.
Because it doesn't follow the full Greek mythology. It follows like they're already dead now, so it's like now it's Eurydice and
Mhm.
Orpheus. It's their storyline now that they're dead, you know.
Yeah.
So that's something that's original, and I really, really, really love that storyline. It's really good.
It's
I
such
like
a
it a
nice
lot.
touch.
You got Achilles and what's his face? That I
Uh,
can't think of right now, but their storyline too, now that they're dead and they can't see each
okay.
other.
Here's my thing. I know what his name is. I cannot pronounce it.
Attempt it,
No
maybe.
matter how much I look at it, I'm like, I cannot pronounce it. It's like
Oh, um,
protractulus.
sorry. I love that. That was me too. I think it's let me look at his name. Patroclus.
Yeah.
Patroclus or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Here's my biggest problem with like names in Greek mythology. I grew up as a kid who I would learn things, like I would learn how to say things by like reading them, but I never knew how to actually say them. So
I know.
even though like I know a lot of words, I don't know how to pronounce them because I
That's
only
fine.
ever pronounce them in my head.
Most people pronounce them wrong anyway, so it's not
Yeah,
that big of a deal, you know. At least
yeah.
I don't think. At least I don't think it's a big deal. To other people, it is, but to me, it doesn't matter because the same thing happens in Norse mythology, where people will be like Loki, and I'm like, that's the American pronunciation, you ding dongs. But go for it.
You properly pronounce it.
I don't know, dude. I hear my dad say it, and I'm like, that's it. But it's not Loki.
Okay.
It's spelt that way, but it's not that.
I'm like so scared to say like any Norse mythology name out loud. other
Oh,
than
they're
like
hard.
the really basic ones, because like that's another one where like the only reading it, never hearing it pronounced rule came in, but even more so with Norse mythology.
Yeah, because you got like Forseti, as people call Forseti, but it's like Forsat. And then you got like Fenrir, you
Mm-hmm.
got like Sigmund, you got uh Renan, you got Ratatoskr, you have Jord, you have like I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There's so many. Uh
Pop quiz.
Shasemi, you have Mjör, you have Thor. Thor's the only one that's pronounced correctly ever.
Yeah, that's the
Other
only
than like
one where I
Odin.
can confidently say those two, Thor and Odin.
Yeah, you got like Thor, Odin, Hel. Those three are pronounced correctly most of the time. But then you go to like someone like I heard people say Dayan or um Dayan as Dain, and it's
Yeah,
like technically you're right because of the asterisk on top, but it's like it's done. But you
yeah,
know, like they're way harder than Greek Greek mythology names.
yeah.
Norse
With Greek
mythology is
mythology,
crazier than Greek mythology, so it makes
oh,
sense.
100%. With Greek mythology names, like most of them, I got pretty much correct. But the one that, ironically, since we're talking about Hades, the one I always got wrong was Persephone's name. And
Oh
I
no.
still have to stop myself from saying this. And I know you've heard this story, but when I was younger, I used to pronounce it as Persephone.
No, how I found out was because you asked if Persephone was in the game. And I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
That's just an example of like me knowing that it's not that, but accidentally pronouncing it as that. Because I was talking to my mom about like one of the books that I was reading. Because I used to read like a short like short stories kind of retelling about Greek gods when I was younger. And I was telling my mom about one of the books that was out about Persephone, and I was like, yeah, Persephone is the main character in this one. And she
Right.
was like, what the fuck did you just say? And I'm like,
Excuse
did
me
I
for
say
all
it
the
wrong?
stuffing
It's like,
noises, but
yes.
yes, for real.
And then she told me what it really was, and I'm like, that's weird.
No, it's true though. It is what it is. It is how it is.
Oh no. But when little Alice was like, huh? You mean I haven't been pronouncing it right this whole time? Whoopsies.
Sums up like your typical experience with Greek mythology.
Yeah, basically. And then a lot of the names I'm just like, I don't even know where to begin trying to pronounce them, to be honest.
That's fair, because that was me when I first saw these names too, but I learned pretty quickly because in school we had to do presentations on Greek gods and goddesses. So
Mm,
pretty quickly that I learned
I
how
see.
to pronounce the names of those Greek mythology characters.
Man, I wish I had that in school. I would have crushed it.
I
Because
mean, that
I've
was the
been into
most one
Greek
I had in
mythology
school.
for a very long time.
Yeah,
The
that was the
most we
most one
did
I
for
had.
Greek mythology, yeah, the most we did for Greek mythology was we read the Odyssey. Yeah, that's and
Oh my
then
god, quick notes to the Odyssey because I
We,
hate that story. It
we
bothers
had to
me,
read
and I
it
don't know
line by
why.
line.
That's stupid.
Yeah, we had to all read it as a class. The
Quizlet
the
that
English
shit.
teacher that I had was one of the English teachers that was like, I'm an English teacher, but I'm also one of the school counselors. And I'm like, you should pick one and
Yeah, it's like
stick
you
to it.
should not do both.
Yeah, because it's like one of those things where I'm uh, like, brother, like, pick one lane because you can't treat your English class like a oh everything has to be like a group activity and we all have to get along and be happy.
No, it was really fun doing the Greek mythology one because you were assigned a god or goddess to dress up as and portray, and it was really fun. So you did your research, right? As the
Hmm.
kid. This was elementary school, by the way. So you do
Yeah.
your research with whoever you're assigned to. And then what happened was your whole grade level, all the classes in that grade, which I believe this was sixth grade, you would
Uh-huh.
dress up as the god or goddess or hero that you were given, just a
Yeah.
character of mythology, and you would make your background. And if I find a picture, I'll show you in private. If I
Okay.
have to ask my parents for one though. But
Yeah.
you would draw your background out because they set aside time in class to do that, and then
Hmm.
they picked out a whole day where other students come in and they press like a fake little button, and then you come to life and drop facts about who you learned about. It was so much fun. Like, I'm never going to forget that in my childhood. That's one of the few things that I have not blocked out from my childhood. It was so fun.
Yeah.
And
Okay, see, sorry,
go
you
ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead. I'll remember.
But yeah, it was really nice, and we were supposed to do it for Norse mythology too. We just didn't have enough time in that year to do so.
Oh man.
But
See,
it's
that's so
so,
awesome.
yeah, it's such a profound memory because it wasn't just like us doing it. It was like growing up in that elementary school to get to that grade, to sixth grade, to finally do it. Because literally, I remember just going and listening to other people talk about their character that they were given,
Yeah.
like growing up. So it's such a profound thing. And I hope that school is still doing it because that school is still running. So I hope that
Yeah.
school is still doing it because that leaves a mark on a kid's brain.
Yeah. I feel like I got rigged because we did do that in school, but it was
Uh-huh.
historical figures. We got
Yeah.
to choose a historical figure to dress up as. And that shit was the most boring shit ever because no one chose anyone that was actually interesting. And it was so, so boring. Like,
See, historical figures was for like the third or fourth graders, and they did a play instead. And then the
yeah.
presidents were like like third, fourth, or fifth. I can't remember. And they
Oh, so
also
you
did a
did this
play.
multiple years?
Yeah, so every year the whole grade class, like all the classes in one singular grade, does like the presidents or historical figures or Greek mythology, or I think the kindergartners and first graders did like holiday themed ones. So like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I hate that one. That has scarred my memory because guess who got made fun of because they had to put a clown nose on
Oh my gosh. You were
for being
alive.
Rudolph. Yeah, I hated it so much. And
That's fair.
but I think that was second grade actually, now that I think about it. But the younger grades get like fun ones where it's like um holiday themed or like something that they're like national monuments was one too. Um
Yeah.
that was first grade. I remember that because I had a broken arm. And
Yeah.
I look very upset in the photo that they took of me. It's very funny. Uh
See, we only had to do it the one year.
Yeah, we did
Like,
it every year.
yeah, it was just the 1 year for us. I don't remember what grade it was exactly, but the only other presentation type, we did like 3 all grade activities when I was in school,
Mhm.
and the wax museum was one of them in one of the grades. In
Right.
another one of the grades, throughout the whole entire year, we had to save up class money. And then I think in the middle and at the end of the year, we had to put together these businesses where we made stuff and then we sold it, and like you could buy things with your class money, and we had
Right.
to be in like teams. So like
Right.
one of them we did like, I remember I did like homemade nachos and root beer floats. And then in another, me and a friend made homemade like hair bows. But
Oh, that's
that's like,
fun.
yeah, it was that one. That one was a lot of fun. But like, we only really did those 3, and then the last one was country reports, which that one was the one I had the most fun with, and I was really lucky because we were all supposed to only choose one country, and I
Mhm.
chose the Netherlands, and another girl also chose that, and I had multiple people be like, yours is so much better.
Right.
And then I was also trolling people by giving them black licorice and saying that it was a really good, like, super sweet candy.
That is so you. That's such a you thing to do. But a really quick comment on
Yeah.
that before I read what Brooke said is that's surprising that you got to pick one country because I didn't get to pick and it was miserable. I hated it because they were like, "Oh, your parent is from Norway, so you're going to get Norway." And I was like, "I don't want Norway." I was very much little kid Hade was like, "I don't fucking want Norway. Give me something else."
Yeah.
But Brooke said, Brooke Blossom here, not Greek, but I had a project to make a diorama of a Roman home when I was in elementary school, and they had a whole display day in the school gym for them because the homes were big enough to make a city. That is awesome, actually.
Awesome.
I
That's
love
so much
that.
fun.
I'm happy that Roman history or Roman mythology also gets included in a lot of this because a lot of people also don't know Roman mythology is almost like a mirrored Greek mythology. And then you have
Yeah.
like Roman history that is like so insanely important to understand how we are structured today as society,
Yeah.
like in the world. Like, because the Romans had such a massive fucking influence on everyone. Like,
Oh, yeah.
whether it was good or bad, it's like you have like understanding that
Mhm.
history does help you understand a lot of world history in general.
Yeah.
So
That's like the biggest world history that we touched on in school
yeah, and one of the
was
best things that
Roman
came out of it
mythology.
was Roman architecture.
Yes,
So I'm
indeed.
glad they did that for your school because that's really cool.
Yeah. Like, that's so, like, that's actually so fun and so cool in so many different ways because it's like, first of all, it's super cool that like you got to build a diorama for it. Like that's
Uh-huh.
just a super fun like idea. And then second of all, that's so fun that there were enough to make a city.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is
Yeah.
a lot of structures to be built.
Mhm. Yeah.
But that's awesome though. It reminds me of like also in elementary school, we did a medieval banquet where everyone
Mhm.
was assigned like a role for like a medieval palace and I was given mime. It was great.
I
I
should
didn't
have
have to
gone
talk
to
to
your
anyone.
elementary school.
You should have. It was fun. It was extremely
It's
fun. We also
so
learned
much
how to
better
line
than
dance
mine.
and ballet dance and all that. Like we did dances every Friday.
Oh,
Like,
I did remember another like all grade thing. I think it was for the sixth graders.
Mhm.
Um, we we all made our own booths because we had a Halloween festival that the whole school and like parents were invited to.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember we did a cotton candy booth for mine.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Mine was the
But
prettiest because I have flower gardens and a hot glue fountain in the middle of the courtyard. I love gardens.
that's
Gardens in
awesome.
projects like that, peak.
Hmm.
Peak. It means you cared about the details. Peak.
Yes. Knowing Brooke's amazing attention to detail, I have full faith that it was the most. Oh my god, I can't speak. That it was the prettiest.
I
Don't
guarantee you,
mind me
because it's
just
the same as
casually
like
having a slight stroke.
for chat, Brooke is a fashion designer and also in like her drawings and ideas and what she has created already.
Hmm.
Um, very creative person with a lot of good floral designs, cute designs, pretty designs in her mind.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then when she puts them not on paper, but like to fabric or to like to a project, it's like, whoa.
It's like, oh my god. Oh, it's so amazing.
Me, whenever I get a chance to brag about a friend, I'm like immediately like, boom.
Real.
Unless if it's your Max, you guys don't get it. You don't get the same
The
treatment.
fuck. Yeah, there's nothing to brag about for me.
No, not at all. Me just immediately, nope. Back to Hades though, real quick. I'm looking at Hades 2 character roster right now, and oh, did you know they put Dionysus in?
They did?
He looks really good. Okay, maybe I should put. Would you guys be okay if I put the character roster up for Hades 2 on stream real quick?
You should, because
Okay.
I said so.
Well, I want to make sure with chat too to make sure that they're not like, oh, don't spoil it for me. So I was looking at Hades characters to remember who was all in there because it's been like a year for me. I haven't played Hades in like almost a year. But like for Hades 2, I was like, I didn't see the updated designs because I know they put Cersei in there. They have Medea. They have Hera in there. I know that they put Ares in there.
Yeah.
I heard they put Athena in too. And then I heard that they released some other designs, and I know Hercules is in there now. I know
I think
um
Icarus is in there.
yeah, Icarus is in there, Polyphemus is in there. Icarus was accidentally leaked. His design was accidentally leaked prior.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for that. I wanted to show people Chaos's design because oh,
Oh,
handsome person. Anyway,
it is so
Prometheus
good.
is in there too. Um
Yeah.
and I heard he's not confirmed, but someone accidentally let it slip in the Discord for Supergiant that Zagreus might return. But I'm hoping it's as a multiplayer feature.
Yeah, that would be so much fun.
I'm like,
If they
please.
if they don't do multiplayer in Hades 2, I feel like they should make a third game.
I'm hoping their third game though, if it's not Greek mythology continued, I hope it's Norse mythology. I feel like they can handle that
Yes.
very well as well.
Yes.
Bless my
I'm like,
soul, Herc was on a
please.
roll for real though. Show it? Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I'm like, I don't want to spoil it for people who are wanting to see them like these characters for themselves, you know? Because that was
Yeah.
me at first, but now that I'm looking at them, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I
Yeah.
didn't wait. And I have a better look at Charon, which I'm like, I like his Hades design better.
Me
But
too. Yeah, I think his Hades design is the best.
Yeah, his Hades 2 design, it doesn't capture him. Like, obviously it's because we are so used to um his first design. So I'll
Yeah.
start off with the first game's designs in case for people who don't know somehow. I'll
Hmm.
start with that, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys can see it now. So this is the first game. I'm on just the fan wiki, of course. So you have Zagreus. This is important. Remember what Hades looks like, right?
Yes.
Because his new design is leaked. Or not leaked, it's in the game now.
I have seen it.
It's
Like, oh,
it's freaking crazy, dude.
oh,
You got Nyx, which if you guys want to see her in the new art style, the artist Gen Z has created her as an art piece on their Twitter.
yes.
And their name is literally Gen Z, but I'll spell it in the chat. It's Gen like that.
Yeah.
So if you're ever curious, they draw Thanatos a lot, they draw Nyx a lot, they draw characters that are not in Hades 2 right now, in the new art style. Very fun, very nice. And obviously I say new art style because it's very different from when they first worked on Hades, but it's their newest form of art style. It's what they learned, essentially. But, uh, we got Charon here. I should zoom in on this a little bit more. Here you guys go. Is that better? Is Alice alive? Anyway. Baby boy right here. Love Thanatos. I am a Thanatos, goer. I love Than so much. He's baby. This is his brother Hypnos and his other brother Charon up here. Which remember what Charon looks like too, and remember what Hypnos looks like. They're both in Hades 2 right now. And then you have
And in
Meg.
Hades to when?
I know, I'm like, please put him in! You
Here,
got
like,
Meg, Tisiphone, Electo, they're all sisters. You got Chaos. Remember what Chaos looks like. Because they shed their skin quite literally, by the way.
quite literally.
People don't know much about Chaos, but I'm like, I cannot wait to talk about it. I will deep dive into what the fuck this character is, because most people don't know about it unless if they take a college course on Greek mythology. Like I.
Yeah. I do know about chaos.
Oh, I love Chaos. Chaos is crazy.
I
They're like
mean,
one of the most feared gods in Greek mythology, for sure.
they live up to the name.
Uh-huh, yeah, because that determines how you die, basically. That's
Exactly.
the being that determines how you die.
Yeah. They were also the
Um,
beginning.
yep, and they determine how you're born. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You got Zeus, Poseidon. I'm blocking Athena. You got Artemis here. Love Artemis. She's important in Hades too.
Yes. Which
Aphrodite, which people went
I
ballistic when she
oh
came out.
yeah.
Rightfully
Artemis and
so.
like Aphrodite, their new designs, I'm like they were already good and you
Athena's
just
new
made
design
them
is
so
also
much better.
good.
I haven't seen it yet.
You're about to. You're about to.
I know.
Ignore the ad on the side. God. Okay. Anyway, Ares, Dionysus. I love Dionysus. He's so funny. Hermes, Demeter. Her design looks really good in Hades too, as well.
Yeah, it's so good. I love the updated design.
Achilles, Patroclus. Theseus, fuck you, dude. I'm like Poseidon over
Oh,
here. I'm like,
oh,
fuck you!
yeah,
Which
literally like
also in
I'm gonna
Hades
fuck
too,
you up.
his story with Odysseus is so funny.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if you unlocked it yet or not, but it's very fucking funny.
in Hades 2 or just original Hades?
In Hades too, with
I
Odysseus and
haven't.
Poseidon. Oh, it's so
Not
funny. Just
yet.
you wait. You got
Yeah, but
Asterius.
I obviously I do know the mythology, so I can assume.
True, yeah. Asterius is just
Yes.
a minotaur, by the way, for people who are like, what does that, what, it had a name? Yes. The
Yes.
minotaur has a name.
Yes.
Medusa, I feel like I don't have to explain that one. I think Skelly is an original character.
E-
Eurydice,
yes.
Orpheus. I love these two so much.
Babies.
Sisyphus, Cerberus, best boy. Boldy.
Okay. I know I was like, oh, I don't dislike any of the characters. I do low-key dislike Sisyphus.
You dislike him in Greek mythology. I'm like, he's not that bad in the game.
And I
That's
don't
like
interact with
the truth
him.
of it. Yeah, it's like
Like,
that's the truth. He's not
ever.
that bad in the game because it's like you're not supposed to really think about him.
Yeah.
Boldy though, you can't hate Boldy. It has a smiley face.
Yeah.
And then you got Persephone. I think they did really good with Persephone's design too.
Love it.
And now Hades too.
Oh.
Get ready for this shit. Because I was like floored. I was like, oh my god. So Melinoe is like the replacement character for Zagreus, the little sister.
Mm-hmm.
You have Hecate, which is like the teacher for her, the in place, put in place for Hades, you know, because
Yes.
if you guys don't know the storyline of the gods going to war because of Zeus and Zeus's father, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this game's about.
Yes.
You have
Which, oh my
Selene.
god. Hecate. She's so slay.
Hecate makes me laugh. I'm like, bruh.
She makes me laugh too. I I think her run is so funny.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And then you
Like, I get
have
it. Same.
right. Then you have Titans introduced in this game. They
Mm-hmm.
have Selene here. You have more
Mm-hmm.
heroes like Odysseus, which I think they did a
Yes.
baller fucking design job for Odysseus.
I completely agree. I am like, sir.
Yeah,
Every time
Boros,
I
which
see him.
I know, right? And then you got Boros, who's a brother of Than and Hypnos and Charon. Um, Probably
Yes.
the replacement for Than, sadly, but you know, whatever.
Yes.
Dora, which I think
Fine.
is a original character, I don't know for sure.
Um, from what I can tell from the story, I think she's an original character.
I think so too. I think she's supposed to be like a place in for Dusa. Um,
Yeah. A place in
then you
for
got
Dusa and a place in for Hypnos, since she greets you technically.
True, yeah, because Hypnosis conked the fuck out
Yep.
for good reason though. Then you got Skelemius, you got Charon, which definitely think that the old design was better, but this one's not bad.
Yeah, I do think it's very fitting because it is very like smuggler vibes, which is essentially what he's doing in this game.
Yeah,
But I do like the original design better.
the original was like creepier, and I
Yeah.
appreciated it for that because people were genuinely scared of Charon. So, which
Oh
makes sense.
yeah.
He's the one that
Yeah.
takes you into the afterlife, so it's like you gotta be on his good side, but he's also scary.
Hmm. Yeah.
Then you got Nemesis. Fuck Nemesis, she's so mean.
She really is
She's pretty, but she's a bitch.
pretty though.
Circe, which I didn't know was in this game. Like, I didn't know her design in this game. I knew she was in this game, but she had like the temporary hooded
Yeah.
character in her place for a while until they updated it. I'm
I
excited for Media. Media's oh so good. So good. I'm
It's so
excited.
good. With the woman. As a woman
Hera.
enjoyer, I'm having a good time.
Oh yeah, because look at Hera.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I'm on a delay because not
True.
checking your screen.
I can screen share the Discord for you. Hold on.
You should, so I'm not confused and behind.
Okay. I forgot stream has like a 3 to 5 second delay.
Thanks, Pookie.
No. Then you got Zeus, you got Poseidon, which I think Poseidon looks better here.
Oh, I totally agree. I like his new design so much.
I do too. I like
His
the
new
Idris
design
Elba
is
design too.
so good. I
Yes.
love it.
I'm excited they put Apollo
I
in
used
finally, because
to.
I was like, if you have Artemis, why are you not gonna put
Same.
Apollo?
Exactly. I really like him so far. I think
He's
he's I think like from the gods I've been introduced to in this game so far, I'm like he's my favorite. Like I
he's
love Aphrodite still, but like he's baby boy.
Yeah, he's so funny and it's so silly, and then it's
He
like, "Oh,
is.
your sister fucking hates you." It's
Yeah.
so funny, which I'm excited to
Yeah.
see that storyline. I wanna see that.
Same.
Um, and, I'm just very happy they finally put Apollo in, because I heard he was supposed to be originally in Hades, and then
Yeah.
they, changed it out with, I think they either changed it out with someone or took him away completely, which I don't remember because it was a long time ago. But
Yeah.
anyway, Aphrodite, which
Right.
people rightfully went crazy for this design. I did too.
I love it so much.
I do too. I was like, oh.
It looks so freaking good.
Got Hephaestus, which I'm excited to see
Mhm.
this storyline, because if you guys don't know anything about Aphrodite, Ares, and Hephaestus, Aphrodite is technically married to Hephaestus. So,
Yeah. They are technically married, and
and
also if you don't know, Ares and Aphrodite are a thing, and Ares and Hephaestus are brothers.
yep. So I'm like,
So
granted though, she went for the right one. I just gotta say, Ares is hot. I like
yeah,
Hephaestus for different
um,
reasons, but
I agree.
the cool part is they kept his disability in the design of Hephaestus, by the way.
Yeah.
I
I
really,
think
really like
it's
that.
so cool. Like I'm not like surprised coming from Supergiant because they're
Right.
really good about it. But I'm like I'm so glad that you guys kept it and like you made it known because it's like if you
It
don't
didn't
know Greek
mask it.
mythology, you wouldn't know.
Mhm.
And I love it. I think it's
Like,
so
it's
cool.
really, because already Supergiant, for people who don't know, they're very inclusive. So Hades
Mhm.
game, like the first one, has a canon gay ship, okay? Canon.
Yeah, and it's not side either.
They're not shy about it. And then you have
No.
like other representation as well mixed in with the story, because it's very much
Mhm.
like you're in Greek mythology. They already
Yeah.
were like very open about these ideas of
Oh,
like
yeah.
politics and gender identity and sexuality and stuff, like, obviously, I mean, like, but
Yeah.
they kept that inclusivity. And so to have Hephaestus, like, yeah, it's cool, whatever, but to keep Hephaestus with his disability was really nice to
Mhm.
see, because it's like, it's not like other like media would mask it,
Yeah.
like they would cover it, they would
Yeah.
mask it, they won't bother drawing it in because technically they're only drawing a portrait, but they bothered to draw it in. They bothered to show
Yeah.
like almost a full body of Hephaestus, just so that
Mhm.
it's like you get his character and you understand his character
Yeah.
better and you can see it visually, and it's like, wow, you
Mhm.
didn't mask it like, say, Hades Town,
Yeah.
So
And I'm like,
it
it's
was
so
just
cool
nice to
because
see
it's
that.
really so important to him.
It is. It's extremely
Like,
important
to
to him as a
understanding
character.
him,
Yeah.
like, it's so important.
Mhm. It's like you can't know about Hephaestus without knowing how he
Mhm.
ended up that way, and how he has that disability,
Exactly.
and, like, what that
Exactly.
disability does for him and his power and his line of
Yeah.
work, which is blacksmith, it's armory,
Yeah.
it's smithing away.
Yes. And
But,
it's
yes.
still just like it's so cool, and I love it because it's like they like he's still such a badass, and they make it so he's able to be a badass. Like they don't try to be like, oh, he's just here. They're like, no, he's a badass.
Mhm.
Like he's awesome.
And he's here
And
for a
I'm
reason.
like,
I guarantee
I
you the
respect it so
storyline
much.
between Ares, Hephaestus, and Aphrodite is going to take place here.
Oh yeah,
Guarantee,
I
guarantee.
hope so.
I know so. Like I guarantee it.
Yeah.
They're going to do it. And then you got like Hestia in
Yes.
here, which I was surprised by.
I was surprised to see her. I
Fucking
do
love
like her
Ares' design
design.
in this game. I hope you guys know that.
It's so good.
It's really
It's really nice.
God. I was so sad when initially they didn't add Ares in.
I
And I was like, it's in early
know.
access. I get it. Like, he'll probably show up later,
Yeah.
but I was so upset. And then this update, because they just recently updated Hades too, they were like,
Mhm.
oh, he's going to be on the promotional poster. And I was like,
Yeah.
because this whole entire story arc is about war. Why would
Yeah.
you not have
And
Ares and Athena in it? Because
I
they're
don't
so
think that they were
intertwined with
in
it.
it. Like, I don't think they were in it, like, for the first portion that was released. And I'm like,
Yes.
those two are, like, the most important. Like, literally, the gods of war.
They
Like,
like
they have to be in here.
this whole story arc involves them the most.
Yeah.
Like, it
Like,
involves the underworld the most too, but it involves these two specifically, which Athena
yeah.
looks great here, by the way. I love her
Yes,
design
she
here
does.
better than in the first game. And because it's
I
more reminiscent of her statues and what she was depicted as, and I really,
yeah,
really like that. I appreciate that.
I do like her original Hades design a little bit more, but I think that this one is very like fitting for the game and I love
Yes,
it equally. Like
it's
when I say
valid.
like a little bit more, I mean like by a millimeter. Like
Yeah,
I don't
so
mean
valid.
like, oh, Hades to Athena, not good. No, it's really good. I really like it. Like, it's a
Mhm.
millimeter that I like Hades one design better for her.
Oh yeah, like because both designs are really good. I just love this one.
It's so
And
good.
while we're on the topic of Athena, I need that storyline between
Mhm.
Odysseus and Athena, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Please and thank you. Please. If you guys don't
Please.
know, read the Odyssey or watch Epic the Musical, then you'll know.
You will know. If you
You
know,
will
you
know he's a
know.
warrior of Athena.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hence the reason why him and Poseidon have beef.
yes.
Partially.
Partially
That's
that,
only a small
partially
fraction of it,
another
but
reason.
yeah.
Partially another
That's not
reason
the
that
whole
may or may
reason.
not involve one of
But
Poseidon's sons, but you know.
uh that's like that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I know. Now look at Dionysus.
Oh my gosh.
Looks so fun here. I love it.
Yeah, he does.
He's shirtless
His
though.
hair is so goofy. I mean, he is originally too.
I know,
He
it's
just
just
has
funny to see because
accessories
he
on.
wasn't fully yeah, I was like, he had something on, but like now he's fully
Yeah.
like, I'm here, and I'm like, yes.
I really love that, like, just from the design, like, you can tell, like, their first first game, they were leaning more into, like, oh, yeah, he's the god of drinking and parties and, like, fun times and stuff. And, like, they did, like, a lot more, like, laid back and chill of a design, obviously, because, you know, stakes are not
Yeah.
as high as they are now. And just from the design, you can tell, like, I'm like, ooh, I wonder if they're leaning more into the, he's, you know, the god of madness.
Yes.
So,
And you could
I'm
tell
like,
in like his facial expression too. And if you
yeah,
notice, he has a 5 o'clock shadow.
yeah.
So it's like he's
So I'm like,
definitely older now. He's definitely up there now, on par with other
mhm,
gods per se.
yeah.
So
And
it's
it's
definitely
like,
like, watch out for this man.
yeah.
Watch out.
Because it's like, you guys gotta remember, he's not just the god of parties and like drinking. He's also the god of madness,
Yes.
which, you know, if you know stories about him, they definitely live up to that.
Well, if you just play the storyline in Hades 1 between
Yeah,
Zagreus and Dionysus, you'll know. You'll know from that.
yeah,
Because they literally pull prank.
they do.
The whole thing. It's so
Yeah,
fucking funny.
it is a really fun one. I love Artemis's design for this
Oh, I
game.
love it. I adore
It's
Artemis's design in this
so
game.
good.
They embodied her fully now. And like not
Yeah.
just design wise, but character wise. Because now,
Oh yeah.
for people who don't know, this is not a spoiler for Hades 2 because she shows up
Mhm.
extremely early.
Oh
Her
yeah.
and Melanoe are best friends, BFFs,
Yeah.
know each other. Like Artemis is physically in the underworld. Like you see her
Yeah.
physically there.
Crazy because none of the other gods have character models like that.
Yes, exactly. Which makes me wonder if they are going to do that more because you don't know
Yeah.
this, but I know something that you don't know, and it makes me wonder if you're going to see them like more of their character models. Which I don't know if you want it spoiled, sure.
No. No.
But yeah, I was like, it's not too
You
big of a
spoil
spoiler,
it
but
for
it's
me,
also a cool
I'll
thing.
fight you.
Okay. It was spoiled for me, that's how I know. But I won't
Rip.
tell you, but it makes me wonder if we're gonna see more of their character sprites.
Yeah, I've been wondering that too ever since I saw Artemis.
Yeah, because I think for a moment, I did stream this. I think Hermes is down there too, physically.
Yeah.
So it makes me,
Mhm.
it's just something where I'm like, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Which, by
It's
the
like,
way, on the topic of
ooh.
Hermes, he looks insanely better
Oh,
in like way better in the
oh.
second game.
I love his design for this game. They did so good with it.
They already like
Like,
embodied his personality really well in the first game. It's like
so
the second
good.
game was like here to so that they can embody all of him now.
Oh yeah.
Who are you calling
Hi,
stinky bitch?
stinkiest stinky, you little shithead.
Welcome to Stream Max. How are you? I
Welcome,
like how it's like
welcome.
every other chatter we have, we're like, hi, welcome in, hi. And then it's Max and
What are
we're
you
like, who the fuck you
doing?
called stinky?
We're like, we're about to jump you in the back alley.
It's like he stepped into New
Whenever
York.
we see him. Yeah. Like Max shows up and like we're like passionately talking about our interests and we're like, oh, Max is here? Time to dog on him and rip him a new one.
Genuinely, how are you though, Max? How is your day today? Welcome in. We're talking about Hades. Well, Hades 2 right now. But sorry, go
Yes.
ahead. What were you gonna say about Hermes?
That he's incredibly attractive and good looking. And I love his turtle.
So true, so true, so true. So
Um,
true.
guys who don't know this, he has a pet turtle that he carries around. I'm not being a perv for
Oh yeah,
once.
no. No, it's genuinely true. You're free from
Yeah,
work and about to not be a fellow stinky like you two. You're always stinky. It never
they're
leaves you.
always stinky. You will
You're a
be
bit
stinky
hungry
for
and
the rest of
tired,
your
but
life.
good. That's
What
good.
you gonna eat? What are we gonna
What are we
eat?
gonna eat? Shut up.
I said it first!
I thought it first.
No, the fuck you didn't!
Yeah, because I was in the middle of reading Max's message and I'm like, what are we gonna eat?
You need to
God
do
damn
some
it,
more
dude.
laundry. Oh, yeah, me too. I also need to
Good
do
luck
laundry.
adulting. That sucks. I
Yeah,
have
it
to do
sucks to
laundry too.
suck.
Here, okay,
Yeah.
side note here. Hi, we have a cat, and I found out recently she's terrified of the washer and dryer. So I only can run one at a time. So I run the washer, and then I run the dryer, and then I run the washer, and then I run the dryer just so that she's not stressed out and freaking out.
Yeah.
Tell someone that they love their cat without saying anything.
Yeah, for real. But please.
Hermes,
Yeah,
we
I
love
know
you.
it's not too
Stay the
bad.
way you are.
Yes.
Hey, here's Hades' design.
I,
It
oh, good. I'm like,
looks
ooh,
crazy. It goes hard.
it
Like
really
I know it's
does.
for like like he's in a dark spot. I know he's not in a good spot. He's in prison.
I
But
know, but he looks
uh,
cool. Like,
ooh, yeah. Poor Bubba's, I know. She gets so skittish around like the dishwasher and the washer and dryer. And today was we ran the dishwasher instead of the washer and or dryer. So
mm,
tomorrow I'm hoping to finish my load of laundry so that Alice
yes,
can start. But we're about to find out. It depends on what the cat
yes.
allows us to do.
And I'm like, oh, I have
This-
so much laundry to do.
You
I'm
always
like,
do, because
she's
you have
not
enough.
doing it.
Yeah, because you have enough clothing to last you for a long time. Unlike me, where it's like I have a week's worth of clothing.
Yeah, I also just procrastinate to the last possible moment to do it.
So valid for that, actually.
And I feel bad because she's not gonna get it for a while because I'm like, I have to wash my towels and
Yeah.
I have to wash my bedding because I was sick recently.
Yeah. So
Which,
sad.
hey, feeling better.
Now you
So
gotta do all the cleaning.
now I just have to do all the cleaning.
Yep. The fun
Max,
part.
you're not allowed to leave, even though we just jumped you and were really rude.
I'm sure Max already left. Anyway, doesn't
Probably.
matter. Kronos
Yeah. We
is
don't
the
want him
main
here anyways.
antagonist for Hades 2. That's
Yes.
not a
Which,
spoiler because it's literally the driving reason as to why this game is happening, by the way. It's
yeah.
the first thing being told to you by Hecate.
Yeah. Very first early access, he is the promotional image.
Yes.
So,
If you guys know Greek
I,
mythology, Kronos starts a war amongst his children and their children
hate
and everyone
them.
else. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which starts a war for this game.
Mm-hmm. Because
Hmm.
he's back now. I love
And he
his
was
design.
imprisoned prior. I do too.
I think it's so cool. Like the
It's
halo, like being reminiscent of like the clock,
hmm
and then the fact that it looks like he's Kintsugi, alluding to the fact that he was like torn to pieces and like he's back, so like he's put together.
hmm
Such a cool design.
That's what I was about to say is the gold markings on his body is exactly that. It was where
Mhm.
he was torn apart, which
Yeah.
very much like I say imprisoned, that's technically quote unquote his imprisoning because like they tore him apart and I believe for the game they tore him apart and put him under the mountain or something.
Yeah.
Um which is like that's cool. And then he got out and started causing mayhem because the closest thing he was closest to was the underworld.
Mhm.
And that's where he started causing the mayhem.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
pretty interesting to say. He's a good villain character though.
He is. He's scary.
Yeah,
Makes me.
the first interaction you have with him, in my opinion, is a little stupid. But like, the more you interact with
Yeah.
him, the more it's like he's a little psychotic.
I think I think the first interaction with him is fine. It's just like it's really obvious who you are. Like I kind of
Yeah,
wish they had made it a little bit more hidden cuz it's like
yeah.
it's pretty obvious.
It it makes me feel like Demon Slayer, where
A
they
little
introduce
bit,
their main
yeah.
antagonist, and I'm like, stop doing that. That's not, it doesn't make them scarier. It doesn't make them more mysterious. That's stupid. Like,
I'm
leave them to
like,
be mysterious for
low-key,
long enough.
it would be more scary if he did show up, but like you couldn't see what he looked like at
Yes,
all, or like you just like didn't know anything about him.
exactly.
But like
It's,
with this, I'm like, well, I mean, you
it would be
kind of like
nice that
you know
you,
what he
as
looks like,
Millennium,
you know him.
sorry. Yeah,
That's
I
good.
agree with that. Cause like, it would be nice to be like, you're you are essentially seeing this through Millennium's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it would be nice for her to not know that that is Kronos when she first sees him, because she's never seen this. She's never seen her grandfather. Never.
Mm-hmm. Never.
I doubt any of the children have seen Kronos before.
Yeah.
So, like, any of the children of Kronos's children. That's what I mean. I
Yeah.
doubt they ever seen Kronos before. So, if it were like
Mhm.
in Milenoe's eyes, first meeting Kronos, it's like she doesn't know who this is. She has an inkling, but she doesn't know who this is. Don't outright have Kronos say, "Well, I'm your grandfather." Like, that's, leave it to her to find out on her own that she is already interacting with
Yeah.
Kronos, and have it be like a tension moment where she finally figures out, tells Hecate about it, and it's like, "Oh shit, what is he doing if he's already here?" Do something like that. Do something like that. Leave villains to be mysterious and scary for a little
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah.
Have Hades be the one where he first sees Milenoe. Tell her. Have him
Mm-hmm.
be the one to be like, "You're already interacting with him.
Yeah.
And I know because he tells me about it," or something like that.
Yeah.
Do that instead. And then have her be like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my tangent.
Yeah.
Or tangent. Typhon? I
Yeah.
didn't know Typhon was in this game. You have Cerberus.
Yeah, he's fucking terrifying.
These are the men of the hour, Hercules and Icarus. I like Icarus's design, by the way.
I like it too. I've seen a lot of fan art.
Oh yeah, people are obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Hercules, though, I think was just barely added.
Hercules' design though
Looks good.
looks pretty fire.
Loki looks awesome. Like, I love the
Yeah.
lion, the like the lion or saber tooth head with
Yeah.
like blending into like his facial hair and his hair,
Yeah, it's
and
so
like
good.
it, such a good
All the
fucking
stars
design.
too. I'm like, damn.
Really shows like what he himself has been through. And
Mm-hmm.
like like this design, I think, is the best Hercules design in like
Yeah.
conveying what he is and what he did do.
Yeah.
Very good. I like that. Icarus, very good one too.
I'm
I
curious
like
to
the banners.
see. Yes. I'm curious to see what they'll do with Hercules, because he's very much a 50-50 character for me, where I'm like, I feel sympathy for you, but I also really do not feel sympathy for you.
Yeah, it's like
If you
having no
know about,
empathy.
like, his actual mythology, not just, like the movie. Like, if you know, like, the actual mythology, I'm like, that's pretty dark.
He's a fucked up man. Like, people think Odysseus is bad, but I'm like, Odysseus is made bad from his experiences, from
Yeah.
what he goes through. And ultimately, at the end of the day, what he goes through validates what when he gets home and what
Yeah.
happens after that. Whereas with Hercules, it's like, no, you fucking killed your wife on purpose. You fucking
Yeah.
like did all these things on purpose, and then the only reason why you go and do onto these adventures is because you want to make up for it, and Zeus said you have to do it this way.
Yeah.
That's
But
literally,
then,
it's
like,
like
the
you
part where
started
I do
this.
feel bad is, the fact that it was the reason that he was a child of Zeus, that Hera was like, I'm gonna make you go mad
Yes.
and kill your second wife and all of
Yes.
your children. And
Yes.
so I do feel bad for that part, but like for the first part, I'm like, I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah, it's like, because it's like at the end of the day, you still did it, and you didn't feel
Yeah.
a lot of remorse from doing it. That's
No.
specified hardcore in his mythology. So it's
Yeah.
like, because whatever. But
I'm like, you are not. I'm like, oh,
I
okay.
think they'll do a good job with Hercules in this game because they changed my perspective on a lot of characters already.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they will do very good with his character here.
I
Um,
agree.
but it's interesting that they put Odysseus and Hercules in here. And it makes me
Yeah.
wonder if they're going to have a side story involving that, where it's because they are the exact
Hmm.
opposite. They go on a journey very
Yeah.
similar, but it's for the exact opposite reasons. And they have very similar experiences, but it's for opposite reasons as well.
Yeah.
And I
I-
like that
I'm
dynamic a lot.
very, yeah. I'm very curious. Yeah, I'm just curious to see what they do with him. Because
Yeah.
he's a character. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm sure that if they want us to love him as a character, I'm sure we'll end up liking him. But I'm also sure that if they want us to not like him in this game, I'm sure we'll end up not liking him.
Right. Because it's like you look at Icarus here, and Icarus is supposed to be like a character you hate in
Yeah.
mythology. But in
Yeah.
reality, I'm like, I think he's going to be made into a character that you will like and you will appreciate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Um,
Anyway,
because speaking of characters that you're not supposed to like and you don't really like, Narcissus. Who all of the interactions I'm like, oh my god.
they still
Jesus
don't
fucking
have
Christ.
they still don't
They
have
still
their
don't have his
design,
design.
but they do have the
Yeah.
concept on here. Look at it.
And you can talk to him,
Mhm.
and he lives up to the name.
They have the concept design on the official fandom page because the
Yeah.
artist did share it. So that was another
Yeah.
thing. If you follow
Hmm.
the artist Gen Z on Twitter, she is the main artist for Hades and Hades 2. She
Hmm.
will post designs prior to it being released in the game, by the way.
Yeah.
And that's how I found out about what Narcissus was going to look like, and that's how I found out that Ares was going to be in the game.
Hmm.
But this is the
Yeah.
concept design, and I'm excited for it because I'm like, you're supposed to hate Narcissus, but damn, he looks pretty.
Oh, he has to.
Yes,
Of course he looks
exactly.
pretty. And I'm like, just from this, I'm like, yeah, that it's gonna be good. Speaking of goated designs, I love Arachne's design, and I really hope that they do something with her and Athena's story.
I hope so too.
Oh, she's so
I think
cute
they will.
though.
I know. She's
Yeah,
literally low key one of
she's
the
such
best
a
characters that you
cutie.
can meet in the game because it's like,
She
give me the
really
armor, please.
is. Yeah, it really is. Like, give me the armor. But then,
Like,
like, her
please.
design is so cute. I
It
love
is.
it.
It is. They did a really good job with it.
They really did. And just like all the attention to detail with it, I'm like, it's so good.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Like, that's
I'm
with a lot of
excited
these
to
characters. It's
see.
just like,
Yeah. That's like the thing with Hades too. I'm like, it's easy to be like, I like Hades 1 better, but it's like, really excited to see what they do with Hades 2, because it still is just an early access.
oh yeah, it had a
So,
second huge update, but it's still early
yeah.
access.
I'm very excited to see the full game.
Yeah, because that's why I'm waiting to stream it, is for when the full game comes out,
Hmm.
which should be by the end of this year, is what they were predicting.
I'm kind of thinking that I might stream a little bit of each major update. and do a new save file, but I have started playing it for on my own
Mhm.
because it is a lot of fun.
It is.
So
It
I'm
is.
like, I want to wait, but I'm also like, I don't want to wait. It's so much fun.
I really appreciate it for what it is right now, and I'm like, I guarantee you it's
Mhm.
gonna be almost as good as the first game anyway,
Oh
but
yeah,
it's just like, um, I'm just excited for the new characters, I'm excited for new story. It's been, like, 4 or 5
yeah,
years, so it's like,
yeah.
I'm excited to see new content, and I hope they put
Mm.
Zagreus in. I'm like, if they don't, that's a crime, by the way.
Please.
By the way, that's a crime.
Please. Like, him and Thanatos need to be in this game. And I'm like,
100% yes.
you have to put them in. You have to at least put Thanatos in.
They're
Because
important to the
you
story anyway.
also, like, you can't really kill off Thanatos, considering who he is.
Well, and they're so important to the game and to the story anyway, like, especially this new story that's taking place. And so it makes me wonder if they will have Milenoe find her brother again, you know, because Zagreus and Milenoe are
Yeah.
siblings. I don't know if I specified that earlier. They're siblings.
Hmm.
Um, but like Zagreus is so freaking important to the game itself, like to the franchise as a whole, mind you.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like it would make no sense to not bring him in, but I hope if they do bring him in, it
Exactly.
brings him in as a multiplayer aspect to where you could
Yeah.
someone can play as Milenoe and someone can play as Zagreus and you can like battle to get like speed times and like have a new speed run
Yeah.
section where it's like multiplayer speed run. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, you didn't scare me, Phoenix, but welcome. Hi.
We're too passionate.
No, I'm too used to that sound being used. It's like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's my stream. Hello, we're talking about our passion right now.
Yes.
um, but
I'm
yeah, I'm
not just
super excited.
waiting. Me
And Narcissus is one
too.
of my favorite characters, so I'm so excited to see him in there. Favorite characters in mythology because he's funny. And in the game, he's made
He
10 times
is.
funnier. I love every interaction that I've had with Narcissus so far. It's very fucking funny.
When I see him, I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
It's like, what kind of craziness are you gonna unleash upon Millennium now?
Yeah. It's like, God. I'm like, I'm curious, but yeah, I do enjoy him. I'm just like, you're such a little shithead.
Yeah, you get too deep into the Hades lore for real though. Been a while since I played the
Yeah.
first one. Yeah, it's been almost a year since I played the first one. Why I say that is because when my streaming anniversary comes up, that will be the time that I've spent away from the first game.
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
like Alice, my first streams were Hades.
Yeah.
because I used to eat with Hades speedruns back in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
was like, I might as well do it again. And then I was like, oh, I suck at
Mm.
it because I'm trying to talk to my stream as well and entertain them.
Yeah. You're you going for the strat of talking to your stream and being entertaining. Me going for the strat of half the time that I play games, I'm just genuinely panicking, even though I've played it so many times.
Right. No, I learned from Resident Evil 4 that I need to
Hmm.
shut up when I need to shut up. Like, people are here for
Yeah.
good gameplay as well, or like crazy
Yeah.
gameplay. So I'm like, if I can't
Hmm.
provide crazy gameplay, I'm going to provide good gameplay, which means I'm going to shut the fuck up for a minute. That's what I learned.
Yeah.
But also,
Luckily, I'm just
go ahead.
like, when I'm like freaking out like that, I just naturally talk to myself.
Right. Which is fair because I do that
Yeah.
too, but like not like outside of my head per se.
Yes.
Because
And
I'm a very silent gamer.
yeah. I'm a very
Vocal
vocal
gamer.
gamer.
I'm never gonna forget you playing Assassin's Creed and I'm on the computer posting, like, making posts for YouTube, like, for VODs and stuff. And she's over there in the living room like, "You're fucking kidding me." Fucking
I was
kills me every
getting
time. It's so
so
good.
tilted. I think Assassin's Creed is like the most tilted I've ever been over a video game.
Yeah, because you have shit ass controls because you're playing it on the
Yeah,
PlayStation 3.
I was playing it on the ancient ass PlayStation 3. The controller I was using had so much drift that it was permanently like bird's eye view pointing straight down unless I like was holding down the adjuster. So I couldn't do half of the parkour. God, it's
And
miserable.
even when we fixed the controller, it still sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to be playing it on stream, and I heard that the Steam version is no better, so
I heard the
that's
Steam
so great.
versions also suck to play.
Yeah,
So
that's so
the
great.
stories are I heard some of the stories are good, but
Yeah.
most Assassin's
I
Creeds
mean,
don't have good reviews for reasons, which I'm like, I'm not
yeah.
gonna find out because I'm gonna watch your streams doing, like, playing those instead.
Yes. I think I'm just gonna play Ezio's trilogy, and then if I have another game that I'm interested in, I'll consider playing it.
I think I can agree with that because I heard Ezio's is the best storyline.
Yeah, we have like a friend who's like very like, oh, you should play it like from the beginning to get Damien's story, and I'm like, I don't really care about him to be honest. Not
Right.
gonna lie.
Who cares? He's a little piss baby. That's what.
Yeah, I'm
Even
like,
I know
I'm
that, and I never
sorry, but
played an
I'm
Assassin's Creed game.
way more interested in Ezio.
For real, though. And Ezio is Sonic
Yeah.
confirmed. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyways,
back to talking about the multiplayer
you
idea,
know.
by the way.
But yeah, it'd be such a fun idea. I'd love to do speedruns against you.
It would be so chaotic to do
It
that on
would
stream,
be.
too.
It
Like, I can
would be.
imagine people streaming that as the new duo game because It Takes Two. I
Nothing.
have beef. I have beef with that game.
Oh yeah.
As someone
Me
who has
too.
divorced parents, I have beef with that fucking game.
I'm glad that we share opinions on that.
It's such a stupid ass game with stupid like, it's beautiful and fun gameplay.
Yeah.
Ass dialogue. What?
Yeah.
Who divorces like that? What
Yeah.
divorce like that beautifully? Like,
Yeah.
what?
And oh my god, I can't even get started on that game because I'm like, I do not enjoy the storyline of it, and I think the book is fucking stupid. But anyways,
I didn't even
I'm
know there was a
curious.
book. I'm just like, it's so like,
Yeah.
I get it's
There's
not
a
supposed
book.
to be
No,
realistic
there's a book
entirely.
that forces the parents to get back together, even though they hate each other.
Unfortunately, that's more accurate, to be honest. With the type of
Yeah.
storyline that the game was going for, that would have been more accurate because parents do that. But if it's parents like what I've seen from my own parents and from other friends' parents, it's never like that. It's never
No.
like that. It's never where the parents never take consideration of the child until after the
No.
fact. Like, years
Yeah.
after the fact. And that's something that is
Yeah.
like, I've seen it in myself. I've
No, I
seen it
agree
in,
with that
like, my own
completely.
family. I've seen it in a lot of friends' family because we have a lot of people that divorce in the area that we're in.
Yes.
And it's just, or if they're going to divorce, they decide not to divorce because it's like, it's better for the kids, but we hate each other. And so they live in separate rooms. Like, literally, one of my step-parents' parents did that.
Yeah.
And they despised each other. And you could tell
I
they
know
hated
families
each
like
other.
that.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
families like that. Like multiple.
So it's like the It Takes Two game. Yes, it has fun gameplay. Like, and that's mainly what you want in a game. But like, if people believe that divorces happen like that eloquently, and like the process is
Mm.
like that, that's crazy. Just
Yeah.
saying that's crazy. It's like 1 in a million chance that a divorce actually goes that smoothly, where it's like, oh, we have to take the child into consideration, and oh, like maybe we
Yeah.
should like try to work it out before the divorce, because no normal human being tries to work it out before the divorce.
Yeah.
No normal
No.
human being, because they don't think about it, because all they think about is they want to get out of it.
Yeah.
Somehow, in some way, they want to get away. And that is the first and foremost thing that they think about. And that's why so many kids that come out of divorced families are traumatized or have issues when they grow
Yes.
older. Or most of them are scared of getting married, because it's like,
Yes.
it, you don't want to put someone in that same experience, nor yourself. And
Mhm.
it's just like one of those things where it's like, divorce is not eloquent, divorce is never that calm, divorce is not fucking pretty.
No.
Even if you don't have kids, it's not fucking pretty. And
No.
because like even my own step sibling, you know,
Mm-hmm.
their divorce is not going well. They are
No.
divorced now. It's still not going well. And they're
Yeah.
childless. They're absolutely childless. They
Oh
don't have
yeah.
children. They have fur children like dogs, but they don't have like children, and their divorce is still so messy. And she wasn't even thinking about the consequences of it until after it was finished, until the paperwork was
Yeah.
signed and it was official and it was done. And
Yeah.
now they are dealing with the emotional trauma of the divorce, even though it was a very simple divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. But now
Yeah.
they're experiencing the trauma. I'm like, that it like, even if they had a kid, they said that they were happy to not have a child because they would have neglected that child's feelings
Yeah.
in the whole matter. And because they're like, all I can think of is like, why? And nothing else.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my tangent about that game from a kid with divorced parents and a lot of divorced family and friends.
Yeah.
Just saying, I have a lot of beef with that game.
Yeah. Me
And I
too. I'm
and that's
like,
just a me thing too. You can enjoy that game. You can have fun with that game, but don't let it
no,
fool
I
you into
completely
believing that
agree.
divorces happen that way. Don't let it fool you.
I I completely agree with you. I am not a fan of that game. And I'm glad that we share that opinion because that
Yeah.
means that neither one of us is going to be like, do you want to play this cool multiplayer game with
I
me?
think
Because we both would be like, no.
right. Well, I think with that game, it would have made more sense and been played out better if the story came after their divorce.
Yeah.
And because that's when parents, if they want to make it work for their kids, that's when they start doing like the counseling and trying to work together, because that's the most awkward part. You're apart from your
Yeah.
partner now, but you have a kid. And so
I
now
think it
you
would.
have to like actually do shit and tolerate
Mhm.
each other in order for that kid to survive this.
I think it would have been good for that. And then I also think it would have been good if they had kept them divorced.
Oh yeah, 100%. They should have divorced and stayed divorced too. It's
Yeah.
like, cuz most of the time if they get remarried, they get re-divorced. It's very
Oh yeah,
rare
it's
that
not
people
pretty.
get remarried and not re-divorce, especially nowadays. Like, it happens where people get remarried and renew their vows and they're fine afterward, but it's like it's very hard to do that. But, that's my
Yeah.
tangent on it, because it's like it's the game very much like makes it look a lot nicer and a lot easier than it actually is. And I'm sure the developers probably have divorced parents too. And maybe that's how their parents handled it. And wow, they lucked out hardcore. That's all I have to say. 'Cause damn, that is
For
not as
real.
traumatizing as what most divorces do to a kid. So,
Yeah. I had a best friend and I felt so bad. She's my childhood best friend and I was in vacation in Vegas when she called me and was like, "My parents are getting a divorce." And I'm like, "I'm super far away from you. I'm sorry I can't, like, give you actual in-person comfort right now."
Right.
That's something I think of, like, Loki every time I think of divorce. I'm like, man, I still feel bad, even though how the fuck was I supposed to know I was in Vegas?
Yeah, and you were a kid.
Yeah.
God.
But
And most of the
yeah,
time,
you
too,
should.
parents going through a divorce don't even think of having their children go through counseling. Just saying.
No.
Just saying. Because I will always remember when my parents said, "Oh, you don't have problems from this." And I was like, okay. Until I made them start worrying about it. Anyway, trauma dump aside.
Anywho,
Minor trauma dump aside.
you should
Going back.
scroll down a little because I want to. Oh, Echo. I
Yeah,
was not expecting her to be in this game.
I know. That's what I was
Interest.
surprised by too. I was like, damn, okay.
Very interesting. Skilla, love her. She's she's so cute.
She's cute,
She's
she's fun. Her sisters are fun. She's a
scary to
beast to
fight.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
She is a beast to fight. The song though that plays, y'all should go search it up. Very fucking baller.
It's so good.
Fuck
It's
Eris.
so good.
Fuck Eris.
Seriously, fuck Eris. Every time I go to a new region, she fucks me up, and I'm like, I fucking hate you.
Welcome back, Sim. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, no,
Welcome
for
back.
real though. Because she puts the hardest punishments on you, and it's like, for what? For what?
Yeah, well, it's like, can you like go in and see like what the punishments are? Because the last few times I've gotten her, it's literally just been like, you have a punishment, and then it doesn't tell me what it even is, and I'm like,
That's the whole
what's
point.
the
They're not.
punishment?
It's not supposed to tell you what it does. You're supposed to figure it out
God. And of course, she is the
because
fucking railgun.
yeah, because the person who tells you what the punishment is chaos. They're the
Yeah,
one that will lay it down to you because they have the kindness to do so to Hades' children.
they're like,
Eris
here's
is
what
doing
my
it for good reason, but she's
yeah,
not telling you. She's just giving it to you for good to Millennium for good reason. I should specify.
yeah.
Which I hope they expand upon that story, which I think they will. But I hope they do expand upon that as the game goes on because Eris has like a great importance to the story itself.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
but I hate that they put the hardest punishments when for
Yeah.
whenever you see her because they're unavoidable.
Oh yeah, you cannot get out of them.
It
And
is
it's
like
like,
instant death.
oh,
It is
yeah,
instant death or instant karma.
yeah,
As soon as you see her show up.
it really is. It's literally just like, well, there goes my run. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm
Like the
excited to
oh, okay.
see her and Aries interactions though.
Oh, wait. Let me read this to you. Eris is the personification of strife and the daughter of Nyx. Being the youngest of the children of Nyx, in Hades, she is only mentioned as one of the previous bearers of Exagrith and Adamant Rail. She appears in Hades 2. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. She appears in Hades 2, appearing that at the start of Oceanus and subsequent
Mm.
areas if the player is progressing too fast. Which means you got to start developing the story as well. Eris will, quote unquote, bless Millennium with an increased damage taken debuff that increases with each area cleared. If you are not clearing nights fast enough, then you will encounter her on the surface path and occasionally in the crossroads where she can be interacted with.
Mm.
I don't know what any of that means, but
I only know what some of that means, but slay.
Yeah, so Polymetheus is here too.
I'm just too much of a speedrunner.
So
Oopsies.
valid. So
I'm
valid,
like,
so
that's just
fair.
my natural pace. Yeah. Anyways.
I expected Polymetheus to be here.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really have
Polyphemus.
Odysseus and not him.
Yeah, it's like you can't have Poseidon and Odysseus in the same game without him.
Yeah.
Which,
It's
by
kind
the
of
way,
important.
people, by the way, this is the son, one of the sons of Poseidon.
Yeah.
If you did not know.
I also wonder if um I can't remember what his name is actually. We can go on.
One more thing that I will say. This guy is also the main reason why Poseidon hates Odysseus. Anyway,
Yeah.
because he literally follows Odysseus for 10 years because of what happened between Odysseus and this guy. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
Prometheus is here too.
Between this guy and nobody. Yeah.
Prometheus is also here, which is the other one that you were probably thinking of.
Mhm. And no, I was thinking of someone else, but
Oh.
and baby girl, no, she's so cute.
He's in an eternal slumber, guys. That's so sad.
He's living the dream. I
I
want
know.
to be.
He's like, this is
I'm
what I
trying to
wanted to
be
do.
like him for real.
Dude, he's in that state for a reason though.
I know, but that's
I'm not
also my
spoiling
life
it for
goal.
people who don't know.
I
That's
don't
true.
know, and thank you for not spoiling me.
I'm never gonna tell you until you find out. I hope they put it in the game. It is so fucking crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, my favorite character, Chaos. They look
Yeah,
so much better in this game.
it's so cool in this game.
They
I
do.
love what they did.
I am excited because this is what they looked like prior.
Hmm.
Remember this because when I pop over to their new design, what is in their hand?
Yeah.
It's
It's
their old
so
self.
cool.
It's
It's
their
so
old self.
cool. And
So good.
the design,
It's so
it's so
gorgeous.
amazing. I love it.
So, like,
Like the high ponytail.
everything.
Oh my god. It's
The
so good.
wings finally forming, everything. Like, if y'all
Mhm.
don't know Chaos's mythology, I would like to discuss it on stream one day. Very
Yeah.
fucking good.
We should do a mythology stream one day.
We should. Because it would
That's
be awesome
slightly
to
what
talk
this
about these
one would
characters.
be, but yeah. And then we can talk about like different mythologies that we know.
Yes.
Because I know like the bases of like Norse mythology, but obviously you know like way more than me. But then I also know a little bit of Egyptian mythology.
Which I know nothing about.
Yes, I'd have to that's one like I feel like we'd have to prepare for cuz there is so much.
That's why I know nothing about it, is because there's so much.
Yeah.
I know like bits and
Well,
pieces, but it's
really,
like I did not have the time to dedicate to it.
yeah, really just all mythologies. There's
Oh
so
yeah.
much.
Oh, 100%. Because, like,
Mhm.
even Roman mythology, a little bit, like, yeah, it's a mirror of Greek mythology, but there are some
They have
differences.
original and different things.
Yes, but, like, all of them are pretty similar. Like,
Yeah,
that's why I say a mirror, because it's not like a full reflection, but it's, like, very similar.
yeah. Like they're basically the same gods, but they're also very different.
Different
And
purposes.
there's also uh like only Roman gods. Like they're specifically just Roman. So
Yeah.
curious. I'm curious to see
Yes.
what what will happen.
Learning about mythology is so fun, and even if there are people
It
in chat who
is.
are not curious about mythology, you're missing out because
You really
mythology is
are.
also part of history, and
Yeah.
like it might be mythology, but it is part of history because people genuinely believed it.
Yeah.
So, which is also the reason why I'm probably not religious, is because I know of this. But anyway, and the main reason why for most people who do not know, Norse mythology was something strongly believed until the Vikings converted to Christianity.
Yeah.
And that's when they stopped believing in the Norse gods. And so,
Mhm.
that's what makes me believe that Christianity is also a cult. Sorry, but not sorry. Because it's like, oh, you switched one belief that's crazy to another belief. And that's how I view it as a non-religious person. That's not me being antagonist. That's just me being like, that's how I see it because it's like, oh, that's how my family was raised to view it because they
Yes.
are not Christian. They are still like, yeah, anyway. Not that they believe in the
Yes.
mythology, but cuz no one in current
Right.
day does, but they are part of that religion that did believe in it.
Hmm.
So there is that.
Yeah. I,
Anyway.
as someone who is Christian and knows, like, and just from my experiences, I tend to agree, but that's not something I will really get on into on stream.
Yeah, it's like that's all I had to say about it because it's like it's just interesting. It's
Yeah.
interesting to view it in that way too because it's like Christianity is a whole branch of religion anyway.
Yes.
There's a lot of different branches of Christianity. So it's like I'm not saying it as a whole, but I am saying like from someone who doesn't believe in Christianity, that's how it's viewed. And that's how it was viewed when these people believed in these mythologies until they were converted over to a different religion.
Yeah.
Same
The
with
main
Greek
thing.
same with the Greek mythology thing too. They stopped
Yeah.
believing in it after being converted to something else. So,
It was. Yeah. The main thing I
mhm.
will say is, yeah, there are definitely parts and groups of Christianity who it is very easy to slip into that territory, but yeah.
Yeah, because there's some Christianity branches that when you hear about the Bible, it's like, oh, it's like mythology.
Yeah.
Whereas there's other parts of Christianity where it's like, okay, it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's how it's kind of
Yes.
like that's like to put into perspective that you're missing out on mythology because it actually is important. It's important
Yes.
to history, human history, religious history, and I think
Hmm.
it's worth knowing because it's also really good stories. Just saying.
Yeah. Like, even if you don't want to look at it from a historical point of view, you
Yeah,
cannot deny that there are some really great and like very entertaining mythology,
yeah,
like
exactly.
mythological stories. Like, there are so many ones that are just super silly and fun.
Well, there's
And
the
there are
Ace
ones
and
that are
Daggers in the
very
new art style.
depressing, but very fun.
Yes,
Ooh,
exactly. This is all of them in the newer art style.
bro.
Just this was the anniversary drawing too.
Thanatos looks so baby girl.
Always is gonna be baby girl.
He is.
Always is.
Mm-hmm.
Nyx just looks gorgeous, bruh.
She does.
Chaos looks
She always looks
awesome.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Chaos, I guess the best way I can explain chaos to people who don't know, they are the embodiment in everything and nothing. And they say this in the game too. They're the embodiment
Yeah.
of everything and nothing and everything in between. And
Yeah.
they are an entity of multiple beings,
Mm-hmm.
which is why in Hades 2, you see them holding their past self because they shedded their body.
Yes.
but you see another one forming on their shoulder. Go back to
Yes.
it. You see another one forming on their shoulder because they are an entity, and then you also see one being reborn,
Yes.
but they are an
Let's
entity that shares
say
a hive
that
mind,
they live
essentially.
up to the name.
Huh?
Let's just say they live up to the name.
They do, because you're not supposed to understand them, but you are at the same time. It's like...
Like, sorry, you can go.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Like, chaos, like, is so hard to describe with anything other than chaos. Because, yeah, like, that's all I had to say, but
They're the
yeah.
embodiment of life and death and everything in between. So you have their siblings. Thanatos brings in the dead, reaps the
Mm-hmm.
dead. You have Hypnos that greets the dead. You have Charon that brings the dead. You have Eris doing her own fucking shit. You got Moros doing his own fucking shit, which I'm not gonna go into because it's a lot. And then you have Meg and her sisters that bring fury, madness, anger.
They punish the sinners,
Yes.
essentially.
And they bring in those feelings out of the sinners, essentially.
Yes.
Um and then you have Chaos here, who is everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that all of the gods do, that all the siblings do, they can do.
Yes.
And anything that the gods know and that their siblings know, they truly actually don't know, which that doesn't make
Mm-hmm.
sense. But if you think of it in a chaos... Thank you for the resub, Claymore. Welcome to stream. Hello, hello. I'm glad that you're still eternally within the
No.
graveyard here. Um
Also, Brooke, you should send me what series that is because I also love folk tales and I'm
yeah,
very interested in them.
folktales are awesome too. Like any mythology folktales,
Folklore.
peak. Absolutely.
Folklore. Ooh, it's so interesting to me.
It is.
Like I wanna look more into it because I know a lot of like very basic things that's like
Mhm.
very scattered, but I wanna look more into like Irish and like Hungarian and Romanian folklore because it's so interesting to learn
Might I
about.
might I suggest Romanian folklore first?
Yeah.
Very fun. Very fun. You should do that as
I
a
was
stream idea where you research and you read it.
Yeah, that would be a fun idea. Yeah, because those are the three that like I'm most interested in, but
Mhm.
there's so many other like folklores to choose from, which I'm also very interested in, but those are just like the tip of the icebergs where I'm like, I'm interested in this.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Irish folklore is interesting too. I like it too.
Yes.
Yes. I know nothing about
I
Hungarian folklore though.
I don't really either. I've heard like little bits and pieces. Oh, the other one that I really want to learn more about is Russian folklore because the only thing I really like know about
Mhm.
is like Baba Yaga,
Yeah.
but I even like still only know like the tip of the iceberg for that.
Right.
So, yes. Thank you, Brooke. Thank
Hell
you.
yeah, Brooke's the goat right now. Oh my god.
Brooke is the goat.
Brooke is the goat.
Man, I love mythology and folklore so much.
Oh yeah. It's really
Like,
cool, really interesting, very important to know,
mhm,
by the way. We
yeah,
already discussed it. Very important.
yeah. Because it's like, with folklore, like, it it also gives like a lot of like insight to how people like used to think and their beliefs, and it's just so interesting to hear about.
Yeah, and how it like turns around and changes over time.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, and it's such an important part of world history as well because mythology
Hmm.
is everywhere. If you think about it, mythology is everywhere. So,
Yeah.
even just looking into it, outside of Greek, outside of Egyptian, outside of Roman, there's mythology
Yeah.
everywhere and it is all intertwined with human history. And if you want
Hmm.
to learn history, might as well do it the fun way, right?
Yeah.
Might as well learn about the fun stuff.
Oh yeah. Because like other ones that I like want to like learn is like Chinese and Japanese, but I'm like those
Yes.
are a lot. They're
They
like
have
very complicated, but very interesting.
they have triple the amount of like mythology lore
Oh
than
yeah.
any other country continent. Like
Yeah.
so much that I'm like I feel like I know a lot of it, but then I realize it's bits and pieces.
Yeah, I know like a lot of like bits and pieces of it, but the main reason why I haven't looked into it is I'm like, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they also don't do classes on it very
Yeah.
often because it's so convoluted and crazy
Mhm.
it's like when you start a class and you think you're at the starting point, you're most likely not.
No,
So,
it's just yeah, you're not at the starting point. You're at a starting point for a specific section of it, but
yeah, it gonna have to be something learned by someone who is in those countries or involved in that culture enough to know about it and to be knowledgeable
yeah.
about it. Like it's better to learn from someone who was raised knowing it.
Mhm.
So, and that's
Oh
my
yeah.
opinion. And that's my opinion because it's like it's so much that it's like it would be better hearing from someone who knows the culture, knows the mythology, was raised knowing the mythology to explain it
Yeah.
because they would know best where it starts, what the most important beats are, the important
Yeah.
mythology characters are.
Mhm.
And you obviously get a lot of it in anime. So if you watch anime, you
Yeah.
already know not a lot of it, but you know bits of it, you know, for
Yeah.
Japanese mythology. And then for like Chinese mythology, it's more so in their media, in their traditions. It's displayed in some of their modern traditions from what I was told. That might be wrong, but
Yeah.
I was told that a lot of their modern traditions do display some of the mythology as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, like, it'll be cool to learn it one day, but I'm like, I would want to learn it from someone who is very fucking knowledgeable on it.
Oh yeah. I'm just like, man, it's so cool to just see like different parts of the world, like cultures and beliefs around mythology and
Yeah.
like the different stories that come with them cuz
Well, and how different
there's
it all was
really
too.
yeah, there's really just so many different like interpretation well not interpretations but like just like it like no two mythologies are really the same, and it's just crazy to see.
The closest it
Like
comes is Greek and Roman. That's the
yeah.
closest it comes to
Yeah.
being the same, but it's not the same still.
Yeah. And some of the stories in all of them, I'm just like, holy shit. Like, this is actually crazy. Like, super interesting, and I love learning about it, but I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Wait until you
But,
dive into Norse mythology, your brain will be broken.
I mean, like, I already know, like, the very basics of it, and just from the very basics of it, I'm like, oh god, my, my brain.
Yeah, because the basics don't go into it. Like,
Yeah.
I will say, from someone who is has a family of Norse people. Okay, I'm specifying that again. I was raised on this mythology. I knew it
Yes.
before Greek mythology.
Yes.
What most people know barely grazes the surface of Norse mythology.
Yes.
Just so that you know, because it is one of the most convoluted mythologies in the world,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also the most fun one to know about, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. There are
Like,
so
Greek
many
is a close
fun.
second, but...
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. There are so many fun like Norse mythology stories
Yeah.
where like I feel like with Greek mythology it's like super fun and hee hee ha ha, or the most morbid shit you've ever heard where it's like what?
Yep. And Norse mythology is mostly morbid.
Yeah.
Very morbid. Like, Marvel doesn't even go into it. Basic Norse mythology doesn't even go into it because I don't think they can
Yes.
in any media form, because it's so graphic and so crazy, and it's back to back to back to back to back, never slowing
Yeah.
down. But it also
Yeah.
explains the Vikings very well and how
Yes.
they held themselves, and and how, like, some of them were, because they followed their
Also,
beliefs to a T.
yeah. Also, I want to clarify I did not get my understanding of Norse mythology from Marvel. I had
Good.
understanding of it before even knowing Thor.
Good, because most
I
people
just
that
want to
talk
say
to me
that.
about it talk to me in the Marvel sense, and I'm like,
When I
yo.
say that I've known Norse mythology, it was before I ever watched any of the Thor movies. Like, please. That is not me.
I have a story.
I did
So
not learn about it from that.
my father is a Marvel fan, like a superhero, like DC Marvel fan, right?
Yeah.
And so when the Thor movies started coming out, this is a vivid memory of mine. I remember after the what movie was it? I don't remember. Hold on. Thor, because I don't watch them. So let me look at the title real
Probably the
quick.
second one.
Give me a list, please. Avengers 1, Thor the Dark World, Age of Ultron, Ragnarok, Infinity War, Endgame. It was after Endgame. So, because I don't think he watched The Love of and Thunder yet. Or Loki. Which I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Loki in the American way, because however the fuck my dad says it, I'm not that good at pronouncing. Um,
Yeah.
it was after Endgame, because that's the one with the purple guy, right?
Hmm.
Sorry, I don't know Marvel characters. Bear with me.
No, that's fine.
He watched, like, all of the Thor movie, like the movies that included Thor up to that point. And my dad,
Hmm.
mind you, is not American, not raised here, very much raised in the Nordic countries, and very much like knows, like, very, like, he's the one who taught me everything I know about Norse mythology. So,
Yeah.
and like folklore and all of that from those areas. And so,
Hmm.
mind you, when he finished watching Endgame, which I watched with him, that's one of the only Marvel movies I watched, by the way. Hi, hello. I know, it's painful.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was going on. But um after he watched that, he looked over at me, and we were on the couch. It was just us
Hmm.
two. And he looked over at me and he was like, "I will say it's entertaining, but they got the Norse mythology mostly wrong."
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, they kind of touched the surface and that's about it."
Yeah.
Because for Disney and Marvel, they can't go into it.
Yeah.
Too gory, too chaotic, too bloody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're scary, scary characters in Norse mythology.
Yes.
There's a reason why Vikings feared them rather than
Yeah.
mostly worship. Like, they worshiped them, but they more so feared them than worshiped them. They worshiped them out
Yeah.
of fear of being smited. So,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
from like Vikings from my area, like my family's area at least. So, because it's
Mm-hmm.
different for if you talk to Icelandic people or if you talk to someone in
Right.
Denmark, you know,
Yeah.
Vikings from different areas are different. And that is also something to keep in mind,
Yes.
which means how they view Norse mythology at that time is different as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes it more
Yeah.
convoluted. But anyway, my father looked at
Do
me and
you
he
want
said,
to
Marvel mostly has it wrong, but it's okay because they're entertaining.
know? Well, at least it's entertaining.
Yeah, I was like,
Do you
okay.
want to know a funny thing about um Marvel? I had a phase where I was like, oh yeah, I'm super into Marvel. Like I really like all the Marvel movies. I'm gonna go through and watch all of them. I
Uh-huh.
watched like a lot of them and like they were okay, but I think like I made it out to be like, oh, I like them more than I actually did like them. Like looking back on it, I'm like, did I actually like those Marvel movies?
That's fair.
Like there were a few of them where I was like, yeah, I like these movies, but most of them I'm like, I'm just very mediocre about this.
Right.
I'm not actually that into it. I think at the time I just wanted to be into it, so I like trolled myself into being like, yeah, you're into this, but I'm like, nah, I'm not really into this.
That's fair though, because everyone has that moment too. Like that was me with
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean because I had a lot of friends and my own father was into that is still into that series. And he made me
Yeah.
watch all of them and I was like trying to convince myself that I like it, but I learned any movie that has Johnny Depp in it, it sucks ass. Sorry, but not sorry.
Um, Funny story about Pirates of the Caribbean, Caribbean too. Um, the last one in the not no, it's not the last one. I think it's the fourth one. I was obsessed with that one. Not because any of the plot lines. Vaguely remember what the plot lines were. I really liked the movie, but I was obsessed with it
Mm-hmm.
purely just because there were mermaids in it.
You know, that's so
I was
valid actually.
obsessed with the mermaids
The
because I
only
was a mermaid kid because I always was like at the pool.
Yeah.
I was like that little kid who was like, I know you are like you're a horse girl. I was no. As a little kid, I was a mermaid girl.
That's awesome though. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's my
Max,
actual
welcome back.
truth.
You're not unstinky though. Just
You're
saying.
always going to be stinky.
I can smell you
Like,
clear from over here, bro.
yep. Like I had a horse when I was like a teenager. But like as a kid, like I was a mermaid girl.
That's so valid, actually. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That makes sense though, because you are a swimming alcoholic essentially.
Yeah. My mom loves to talk about how when I was a little kid, I used to try to go get in the deep end if she took her eyes off of me for like even 1 second.
That's funny, actually.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go swim in the deep water.
It's valid though to as a kid, if something you're hyperfixating on is in a movie, you would like it anyway. That was me
Yeah.
with The Last Unicorn, which I still have an appreciation for, but I was obsessed with like fictional animal species. So like unicorns
Yeah.
was a huge one.
Yeah.
I really like I hyperfixated on that movie as a kid too. So,
I have never watched that movie. Um, but I found out about. Wait, no, never mind. I'm not thinking about the right one. But I haven't watched that movie, so
that's a fucking crying.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I've seriously never seen it.
Buckle in, grab a box of tissues, we will watch it. We will watch it. I swear to God, it changed my whole view on life. I'm not exaggerating either.
I believe you.
It's
I
such a
fully
good
believe you.
such a good movie.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it either. We're watching it in the Discord. We are watching it in the Discord.
Discord
This is
watch
a crime.
night.
This is a crime. This is one, showing me how old I actually am. And two, it's a good fucking story that you guys have not seen. It made me comfortable with death as a kid. It is such a good which movie? The Last Unicorn. The movie made me understand and comprehend death as a child.
Yeah. I think the thing that I was like, oh, I'll never watch this just because I found out about what happened to the horse was, the never ending story was what I was thinking about for a second. And I was like, I'll never watch it just for that scene. Um, Still checks out for that, but I will watch The Last Unicorn.
We're watching it in the community Discord. Y'all are
Get your guys' popcorn ready.
I'm literally gonna plan out a day soon to be like community Discord stream. We're all muted, we're all silent, but we're fucking watching this movie.
We can do it on the one of the stages.
Yeah, that's my whole plan. That's my whole
Yeah,
plan. I'm gonna do that for The Last Unicorn. I'm gonna do that for Brother Bear because apparently a lot of people have not watched Brother Bear, and I'm like,
I have, but
how?
I don't remember most of it, to be
It's
honest.
so funny. It's such a
I was
cute
very young
movie.
when I watched
It's
it.
very incorrect with a lot of its Inuit lore, but also it's a good movie still.
That's
You
another one that I want to learn about, but that's also like I wouldn't know where to start with that either.
that I
Because
can ask
it's
some of my friends to tell you about it.
oh
I learned
yes.
from it through my friends. So
Yeah.
I can hit up a couple of them and be like, "Hey, are you willing to
Oh, yeah.
teach my friend of your culture?" Because
Yeah.
they told me about it and I really appreciate it because one, it
Oh,
made me
yeah.
go, "Oh, Brother Bear has it very wrong." And
Yeah.
but it's still a good movie. I'm not gonna lie. It's still a very good movie. But also like
Yeah.
it's really cool. Like really
Back to
nice to be able
the
to learn about that.
they got it wrong, but it was fun.
What can I say? Brother Bear is one of my favorite movies. I love it so much because even then it's like it's still a good movie about
Yeah.
like handling your anger better basically.
Yes.
Look at the bigger picture basically. It's such a good movie
Yes.
with good music. Mostly good music.
Yeah.
I have beef with the main composer of the songs, by the way, because he also composed for Tarzan, I believe. Which, sorry, a crime. I have not
Would
watched
know.
Tarzan.
You shouldn't.
It's not a bad story. I know what it's about, but I never watched the Disney version of Tarzan. You love Brother Bear? That's good. You like Brother Bear? I love the You
Yeah.
Shut Up Moose Brothers. The Moose Brothers make the movie, essentially. It's so funny. They're Canadian Moose
Yeah.
Brothers.
Yeah.
And their whole point of being in the movie is to be stupid. It's great.
Iconic,
I love it.
actually, though.
You don't like Phil Collins? How dare? I don't like Phil Collins.
Yeah.
I'm not sad about saying that. I like his music sounds the same whenever he sings in it. I'm not
Um,
kidding.
I,
Like
I don't know music, so I can't give an opinion.
Do you know the music of
I feel,
Tarzan where a guy sings in it?
yeah, but
That is it.
I blocked it out because I didn't
Good.
like
You don't need to
Shazam.
you don't need to listen to Phil Collins because literally everything he sings in sounds the exact same. Just with different harmonies and melodies in the background with the instruments. Everything sounds the same. Disney Tarzan is good. You appreciate his lyric work. That's fair. Because there are people who do
Yeah,
enjoy it. I'm just a
yeah,
music freak. Like my hyperfixation is music. So
yeah. I personally did like the stage play of Tarzan.
the stage play is really good.
Um,
That
I've
that is the one
seen
that I have seen.
I've seen plays of it, and I liked the plays. The Disney movie, I could take it or leave it, but
See, it's so funny because Brooke's like, listen to a cover, and I'm like, I listened to the instrumental actually.
I'm basically just listening to an instrumental whenever I listen to it because I do not process lyrics.
That's fair.
It'll be like years or months later where I'm like, oh, they say this in this song, and everyone's like, you didn't
Yes.
fucking know that? And I'm like, oh, funny story.
See, this is why I love music so much. Why I get so emotional over music is because of that. It's like the
That's
lyrics
fair.
itself. But also, I'm like a huge music buff because I know instruments as well. So it's
You
like I also
are.
look at it in that aspect too, and it gets me emotional too. Anyway,
Out of most of the people that I know who are like, oh, I love music. I'm into all types of music. You're one of the few people who I'm like, no, that's true for you.
genuinely, I even listen to country music, and people who are like that, who are like, "Oh, I'm into everything but country music." I'm like, "No, I'm genuinely into everything." Even though country music, a lot of it sounds the same. It is the same.
As a
Uh,
country music fan, I will say that's why I like old country better than current country.
Current country, you can't tell the difference between who's singing sometimes. It's kind of crazy.
No, or
It's
the
kind of
difference
crazy.
between songs.
Exactly.
But
And
I grew up with my father who is like a hardcore into Johnny Cash. So
my
like
father likes Johnny Cash music too.
yeah, so I grew up like listening to Johnny Cash, like Waylon Jennings, like all of them. So
Yeah.
like that's like whenever I say like, oh, I like country music. That's mostly the country music that I'm talking about.
See, I
I don't mind like I do enjoy country music nowadays, but like old country music is a lot better to me.
right, like I listen to a lot of those too. I listen to a lot of females in country, so like Patsy Cline,
Yeah.
Dolly Parton,
Yeah.
Tammy Wynette. I listen to a lot of that. Um kind of in thanks to my mother, who I was not really fully raised by, but there are
Yeah.
times where like even Zach Brown Band, for example, that's one that I was also raised on.
Yeah.
What is his name? I'm trying to think of it. Hold on. It will come to me eventually. Kenny Rogers is another one. That's his
Yeah.
name. I was like, I will think of it because literally every old person in
Mhm.
Gen Xer listens to him.
Yes.
Calling them
Uh
out.
we had growing up we had chickens. And the second set of chickens that we got, um we they were all named after country music singers. So, we had Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash, we had Reba, we
That's cute.
had Waylon Jennings.
Oh yeah, listen to a lot of Reba as well and watch the
Mhm.
sitcom.
I love we need to rewatch that together.
I
I
want to
love
watch it in the
Reba.
Discord with people. Like, I want to watch like the middle and Reba in the
Yeah.
Discord with people because it would just be a fun hangout.
We just
But
need to
also an
have
excuse to watch them again.
yeah, we just need to have weekly sitcom nights.
Yeah, literally, because I'm what
Because we're
okay,
both
YouTube,
really big sitcom fans.
huge. That's the only TV you're gonna get me to watch other than cartoons,
Hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
Big thing that YouTube does for me, YouTube is feeding me the middle clips, and now I want to watch it more than ever. It's one of my favorite family sitcoms
Oh
ever.
my god.
It's so
Speaking
funny.
of one that I'm like getting the itch to rewatch for like the
Is it?
10th time, by the way, is
Can
How
I
I
get
Met
it?
Your
Can I?
Mother.
Oh, I was like, can I guess it?
Oh shit, I spoiled
I
it!
know. I was because
What was
that's
your
what I
guess
was gonna
gonna
guess.
be?
It was
Yeah?
that. I'm okay with How You Met Your Mother. Like How I Met Your Mother.
It, okay, I fully understand all of its problems, because, I've watched it 9 times,
Yeah,
but it has a lot of sentimental value to me, because, like, me and all my siblings watched it and
yeah,
loved it.
yeah. Me and my family
So,
watched it. That was
yeah.
the bonding moment that we had. Why I watched a lot of sitcoms was to have our
Hmm.
blended family get along.
Yeah.
Um, that was one of them. But and I don't condone the people that are in the show that I'm about to announce. Okay, because a lot of them
Yes.
turned out to be really horrible, disgusting people, by the way. But the
Yes.
sitcom, The 70s Show, we watched
Hmm.
that first, and that one I'm more connected to than How I Met Your Mother. Which again,
Yeah.
don't condone the people, the actors and actresses that are in that show that have done
Yes.
horrible, terrible things. I don't condone that.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's ruined the series for me. But at the
Hmm.
time, I was more connected to that show than How I Met Your Mother. So I would like to see How I Met Your Mother again because we watched it in
Yeah.
full as well. And so I'm like, I would like to see it again without having seen another sitcom in full before that.
Yeah.
But then also what followed How I Met Your Mother was Reba. So
Yes.
and nothing can beat Reba at this point because
Love
I like
Reba.
Reba. I like
I
that show.
love Reba.
It's
Reba,
good.
like, I watched it with my mom, because she would for a while, it was the show that she would have on while she was cooking. So, like, I loved it, and then it has the good memories of, like, my mom cooking in the background as we were watching it.
Right. Which British comedies, by the way? I'm curious because I've seen a few British
Yeah.
comedies too.
Ooh, in our media corner in the Discord, we should make a like sitcom category
Oh,
where
I
we
was
can
gonna
drop
say like a
suggestions
TV show
for
recommendation.
TV
Yeah.
show recommendation where
Yeah, I
we
was gonna
can
say that would be
drop
better.
suggestions.
Let me go do it right now then. Let's see. Uh, me going silent. You should keep talking.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, please
Yeah.
don't let it go silent.
No, we're just like not gonna talk. But yeah, I love sitcoms so much. Like I I don't talk about like neither of us really talk about them that much, but I still remember when we very first started talking about them because I actually was caught a little off guard when you're like when we started talking about it and you were like, I love sitcoms because you're always like, I don't like TV. But then like when we were like, oh, I like sitcoms, I was like, oh, you like sitcoms too? Because like
Yeah.
outside of my family, like I haven't really talked to anyone who like is a sitcom fan and likes a lot of like all of these sitcoms. So
Right.
like it was surprising for me, but I was like I'm glad that someone else like enjoys them because it's something that like I don't really talk about, but I really enjoy.
It
So
I have like a love-hate relationship to watching things and movies and TV and
yeah,
stuff like that. The one thing guaranteed that I will always love watching is any sort of ballet, play, or musical. I
yeah,
like that is something that those things catch my attention immediately. Musical, you can
hmm,
explain like I don't have to explain it. I literally just said my major hyperfixation, the one thing that never leaves my life and I listen to
hmm,
all day every day, music,
yeah,
musicals. I literally
yeah,
listened to the Epic the Musical finally, and I hate the
hmm,
story of Odysseus, but it made me fucking cry. It's good. It's good music.
yeah,
So, like, makes sense. Like plays, ballets,
hmm,
anything with like music, or people are performing it live. I really, really like.
yeah.
Autobiographies, anything nonfiction, documentaries. Love it, love it, love it. True crime though, hate
Non
it. Uh
nonfiction for me is very 50-50. Like it has to be like this is so not helpful, but like it has to be very interesting to me, which I'm like, I can't really define that. So, like, nonfiction things for me, I typically avoid because I'm like, I don't know.
That's fair. Like, the only reason why I like nonfiction things is because I'm a history
Mhm.
buff. I am a science buff.
Yeah,
I I'm a person that likes learning things and researching things for
right.
fun, right? So
Yeah.
I love documentaries, I love autobiographies, I love anything historical, scientific.
Hmm.
Like I love learning that stuff, and it
Yeah.
stems very much from my father because
Yeah.
he
Oh, well,
also
yeah.
watches all of that. Like that's one of the medias he
Hmm.
takes in the most. So,
Yeah.
other than
I get
music.
that because, like, I do like documentaries, but like animal ones. Like I love learning about animals, but like you put one on for me about like geography, and I'm like, uh,
Oh, I watched the shit out of that.
no,
I watched the shit out
I'm
of that.
not that interested.
I watched the shit out of that. I watched
Yeah,
the shit out of not ocean things, but I watched the shit out of everything else.
yeah.
I have a fear of
For
the ocean. Hi,
capitals, I
everyone.
love Blue Bloods too. I liked Blue Bloods as well. Um,
I know of
True
Blue Bloods.
crime.
I never watched it though.
I have to say, I am a fan, but very specifically of very old cases. I like learning about really, really old cases. I'm not like the biggest on like the more current cases, but if they're like pretty old, I'm like that's when I get interested
Fair. That
personally.
is fair. Also, I want to say Keeping Up Appearances is one of the best comedies out there. Second to Always Sunny. Always
That's
Sunny. If you guys have not watched it, you need to watch it. It is so
that's
funny.
when I need to watch.
You do need to watch it. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. That's one that has been on my list, but it's like just like for some reason I never got around to watching it.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fair.
yeah.
I came out like right before or around the time of The Big Bang Theory too. And most
Yeah.
people watched Big Bang Theory before Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I'm like, I was
Yeah.
one of the opposite, where I watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia before The Big Bang. I don't like The Big Bang Theory,
Mhm.
but I like The Young Sheldon Show. I
Yes.
like that one a lot, but I don't like Big Bang Theory.
I need to watch Young Sheldon because I've only seen bits and pieces of it.
It's good.
And then Big Bang Theory, I have watched that one. But
Yeah.
yeah, Always Sunny. I need to watch it.
Always Sunny's really good. Young Sheldon's surprisingly really good. I didn't think it was gonna be good, but it
Yeah.
gives off the same vibes of Reba mixed with the middle.
Yeah.
It's very
From the clips
good.
that I saw of that, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. But yeah, Keeping Up Appearances is a really good show. I don't think I watched The
Mm,
Nanny, but I have seen as time goes by. That one's also a really good one.
yeah.
Uh
I think I've heard of The Nanny.
yeah, The Nanny's extremely popular.
Yeah,
Extremely.
I've heard of The Nanny. I had no idea. Yeah,
That
I've
it's a
only
British comedy.
yeah. That makes sense though. I've only seen like small clips of it.
Right.
Like I've definitely only heard of it in passing.
It's funny because it's like saying that The Amazing World of Gumball is a British cartoon, and people
It
don't know that.
is.
It is. I'm not kidding, it is.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
You're welcome. I just changed your whole view on that show.
That's crazy.
Um, no, back to love-hate relationship with TV. Like, it has to
Mm,
be a show that really captures me or someone forces me to sit down and watch.
yeah,
And musicals and plays and documentaries and stuff are shows that you don't have to sit like force me to sit down to watch because I already enjoy those things. But like
yeah,
movies, certain TV shows, like I tried to get into Psych, I couldn't. And it's not that it's a horrible show, I just did not want to watch it. Um
yeah.
and it's like with anime especially. Okay, this is why I'm not an anime enthusiast, let alone watch a lot of anime.
Hmm.
I've heard about a lot of anime and the story of a lot of anime, but I don't watch it, right?
Yeah,
That is also like one where it's like you have to force me to sit down and watch it, like you did with Dungeon Meshi for me.
yeah.
You were like, "We are watching it."
No, I was scared.
Oh yeah,
You
that's right.
offered with Dungeon Meshi.
It was
You're like, you're gonna have to sit with me, but I'll watch it with you
no,
because I
it
was
was
scared to show it to you. It
what month
was
was it that it was? It was recent.
uh
Was it Dun Dun Dun?
it was Dawn.
God,
uh
I'm not gonna get started on Don Don right now.
no, I don't want to go into that topic.
All I can say,
We redeemed
disappointing.
it with Kill a Kill.
Kill la Kill is one of the greatest. I'm s- I'm so biased, by the way. Anything that Studio
Yeah.
Trigger produces, I'm already a fan of. By the way, I'm so excited for the new panty and stocking. By the way,
Which that's another one we need to go through and watch is Panty and
please.
Stocking.
It feels like an American
Mhm.
raunchy cartoon. It is so
Yeah,
good,
yeah. But
so
yeah,
funny.
I was so scared when you were like, we can watch Dungeon Meshi. Like I'll watch it with you.
Oh
Like you'll
yeah,
have to like sit with me, but I'll watch it with you. And I was
yes.
like I was like, I don't know if I can emotionally take if you hate it. Because I really
It's
like
literally.
it.
I thought I was gonna hate it. The first episode was not good, but
I thought you were gonna hate it too.
yeah. And I went in being like, I'll try to like it, because that's what I like to do. If people tell me that they're interested in something, I want to get to learn about it and know it and try to get into it, you know?
Yeah.
Um, it's part of that like researcher side of me, I guess, that wants to do that.
Hmm.
But it's also like it's
Yeah.
conversations that I can talk about with people in the future to make them more
Hmm.
comfortable in the conversation, right?
Yeah.
Um, but Dungeon Meshi was one that you kept saying that you loved it so much, you love it so much, you want merch from it. You bought a tote bag that had the characters on it.
Yeah.
And finally I was like, okay, fine, I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And it was into the second episode for me where it finally
Hmm.
clicked where I was like, I kind of like this. And then it was the
Yeah.
third episode for me where I was like, I really like this. And so,
I
yeah.
remember when I was like, I really like this, but Dungeon Meshi just happens to be pretty much the perfect show for me because I really like just like the setup of fantasy worlds. I will say like I don't like necessarily watch or consume a lot of strictly fantasy media, but I do like fantasy worlds. And then not only that, you mix it with a girl boss, girl failure queen who I love so much. And then not only that, but on top of it, it's a cooking show which unknown Alice lore, which I don't even think I've talked about this to you, Hade, but literally throughout middle school, every single day, I would watch the cooking channel.
I
Like, my
didn't
love
know
for
that.
cooking shows, I hadn't remembered if I told you it. We
It
talk
was
too much.
right before we went into the sitcom like show, because it was
Yeah,
you were like, but they're not as good as like sitcoms, you know. I think that
yeah,
either you said they were not as good as sitcoms, or it's like, but if I had to pick, I would pick sitcoms over cooking shows any day. And I was like,
yeah.
I know sitcoms, I can talk about that.
hmm But yeah,
But
I do
anyway,
have a love for cooking shows because of that.
makes
It's
sense.
not just because I love to cook, which, like, that is a part of why I like to watch cooking shows, but, like, my love of cooking shows is because I literally would go home. Well, it wasn't home because it was, like, to a grandparent's house, and that was the only channel on their TV that I knew was the cooking channel
Well,
because
yeah,
they
it
had a different TV service.
makes sense too, because cooking shows are mostly competition shows, and they're addictive. Competition shows are
Yeah,
addicting to watch. That's
I actually,
why The Bachelor is still
yeah.
going on, for example, which I only
Oh,
watched a
it was
single season of that.
yeah. It was literally I haven't even done that, so props to you. I'm like I can't, but
It was not props to
um
me. It was my roommates at the time dragging me to watch it.
yeah, it's like um I it was Food Network and I would watch whatever they had on. So it was some random ass cooking tutorial where some sweet older ladies just talking you through how to make this complicated ass dish or this really easy family meal dish. I'm watching it. I'm sat. Yeah.
Okay,
I
I was
was
blowing
like,
my nose.
okay.
Sorry, I was blowing
That
my
makes
nose. I
more
just
sense.
didn't want to interrupt you while you were talking. Um,
Yeah.
I'm very stuffed up. I need to take another Mucinex. Um,
Yeah. Get some of
the
that mucinex.
There is a lot of media though that I don't like consuming and that I don't have the patience for or the time for.
Yeah.
True crime is one of those where I'm like, it no, absolutely not. And
Yeah.
for me, it's not that I'm scared of it. It's just because it's not my business to know. Like,
That's
if that
fair.
makes sense. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing's entertaining about death and people dying, and nothing's
Yeah.
entertaining about idolizing people who have done crimes like that.
Yeah.
Nothing should be idolized and talked about to the extent that true crime takes it and true crime documentaries take it.
Oh yeah.
It's it's twisted, in my opinion. Like, I know
Yeah.
there are people who are like, it doesn't really matter because it's in the past, whatever. I'm like, it's still,
hmm
it's a with someone who's very comfortable with death, who is very obviously Reaper, hello, very
Yeah.
comfortable with death, not afraid of dying type thing. It's one of those things where it's like, my mind, my heart, it doesn't feel right learning about it unless it is the
Yeah.
family themselves telling me about it.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like when I got into like true crime, it was kind of when it was like a lot more respectful. Like I feel like it's gotten to like a lot more disrespectful.
Not
If
just
that makes sense.
disrespectful, it's just, like, you guys should not be making weird-ass documentaries about it. The Dahmer one was
Yeah,
stupid too. I have not watched it, but from what I have heard about it, I'm like, "Why the fuck are you making a documentary about idolizing one of the worst people known to mankind? For
yeah,
for fuck's sake, people. Why is this happening?" That's
yeah.
all I
Because
have
I
to
feel
say,
like
like, that's fucking stupid.
yeah, I feel like to me, like, I was interested in it because I was like, I wanted to know, like, what drove someone to do this stuff. Because a lot of the stuff that I watched, it didn't really touch on the cases themselves. It more touched
Right.
on, like, the history of
Psychology.
the person who committed it. Like, it talked more about, like, their story and, like, their circumstances of what led them to doing this.
Right.
But yeah,
See, I
like,
still
I
view
feel
that
like that's
as
always, like
putting them up on a pedestal. Like, who
that's
cares
fair.
about their past? Who cares about why they did this? They did it, and they shouldn't have done that. The only
Yeah.
thing that should have been touched on is like, oh, how they were raised. Maybe avoid raising your child like this. Or
Yeah.
the signs that make a killer, take
Mhm.
those fucking seriously.
Yeah.
Like, take those seriously. Legitimately take those seriously. Because if you
Yeah.
don't, they end up being the next killer.
Yeah. I feel like the
But
thing that I just, like, am a lot more interested in rather than true crime is just, like, murder mysteries, because that's all, like, fictional and can be, like, crazy and
yeah,
outlandish.
yeah.
And, like, I'm like, that's more comfortable.
See that's whatever. If it's not real, like sure. Like I'm still not interested in it. And like
Yeah.
and here's the thing too. People can be interested in true crime. People can be interested in crime in general and the
Mhm.
psychology of serial killers and whatnot. I'm like, but if you are to be an enjoyer of that and to pursue that, um, just make sure you're being respectful of the victims' families. Make
Yeah.
sure that you're not idolizing these people, these god awful, horrible human beings.
Yeah.
Always keep in the back of your mind that these were things that really happened to people, and those people, the victims' families, are still alive, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's like, just if you pursue it and you want to enjoy it still, just be mindful of how you approach that content and how you view that content.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say, because people can enjoy it. I'm not going to tell them to not enjoy it, you know. But because
Yeah.
it's like I can't push my morals onto someone else. It's how
Right.
I view it. Like again, very comfortable with death, very comfortable with dying. Obviously,
Mhm.
a reaper here, duh. But
Yeah.
not comfortable in how that kind of media um gets twisted and turned, even if it's to be meant to be respectful.
Yeah.
I still don't. It's not for me. It's like it just doesn't feel right if it's not
Right.
coming from the family themselves, like the victim's
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
And if it's solved, case closed, leave it alone.
Yeah.
That's like my main thing. It's like move on. Don't talk about
Mhm.
the killer. Don't talk about the psychology of it. They want the attention anyway. A
Yeah.
lot of them do. Not all of them, but a lot of killers do. So it's just like
Yeah.
be mindful. Be mindful. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go too much on a moral high ground about it, but I'm very passionate about like, ooh, what kind of media you consume. You should be careful about it.
No, I agree.
Spent nearly 4 hours programming. Finally done with your shift. 300 lines of code edited and added. Nice. Let's go. Making progress.
Thank you.
Um,
Jeez, that's a lot of code.
it is a lot of code. A lot of work. Um,
Mhm.
I will say though, another form of media I don't like watching is oh god, what is it? Like why did it leave my brain? I hate it so much I don't even want to think about it, I guess.
I can't help you because if we've
I
talked about it, I don't remember.
don't remember either. My brain was like, "You're not talking about this."
Oh my gosh.
I don't fucking remember.
Yeah.
It will come to me eventually, but I don't remember it right now. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
You going on up a moral high ground just to be like, oh, I forgot what I was gonna say next. Anyway.
Anyways, it's funny that two of the things that we're both really interested in, the other person like knows some and can appreciate some, but doesn't really like the medium itself because like
Right.
for you to me that's anime, but for me to you it's musicals.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I'm not a big fan of musicals, but like I'm not a big music person either. But I just think it's funny that we both have like ones in the genre that like we like, but we're like not the biggest fan of the genre itself.
Yeah. Like I respect
Mm.
people who want to be fans of these mediums that I don't like either. Cause it's
Yeah,
like
of
if that's
course.
what you find enjoyment in, feel free. Like
Yeah,
that's your prerogative. You have fun with that. Like it's not enjoyable for me, but it's whatever. And
yeah,
I don't think people should be like uber
no,
judgmental to the point because it's like I don't think people are horrible for watching true crime. I just think like you should be mindful and not idolize these things and make big huge fake documentaries on the killers and whatnot. Like I think there's like a line to draw there, but like
yeah, of course.
people who watch it and consume it are not terrible people. um
Yeah, oh, of course. It's just I was just saying that it's funny that we both
but
have things that the other person like isn't super into that the other person
oh
is
yeah,
fan of.
oh yeah, I know,
Cause
I was
like,
just saying like as an
cause
example,
like,
like
yeah,
I
of
respect
course.
people who want to enjoy what they want to enjoy, but it's also like
Yeah,
I respect people more where it's like, oh, you don't enjoy this thing, I'm not gonna be mad at you.
yeah. Cause it's um, like obviously I'm a really big fan of anime and I watch a lot of it and you're like, it's not really for me, but like obviously I'm not gonna like be like, oh, you're weird for liking anime. But then it's like for me, I'm like, I'm not really into musicals. Like, I'd rather not watch one. But
Right,
I'm not like, oh, you're. I don't like that you watch musicals. I don't like them, so you shouldn't like them.
right,
It's just like, it's funny that both of us are like, we have things where we're like, it's not really my thing, but the other person really enjoys that form of media. Like, it's
right.
just funny how that works out.
It is pretty funny actually. Like I wish I was a fan of anime more. Like there are
Yeah.
anime that I do like a lot, but there are a
Mhm.
lot of anime that make me go, this is why I don't watch it.
Yeah.
And that's sad and
That's,
that's bad to say, but it's true.
yeah. That's definitely like me with musicals because I'm like, I wish I could enjoy and appreciate this, but I'm not really someone who has a big appreciation for music. Like, obviously, I like music and like I can appreciate the work that was put into it, but it's like something where it's like, I will never enjoy music on the level that you enjoy music.
Well, yeah, I can't take
Like,
you to random concerts. That
that's
type of thing.
just
Like
like,
you're not a
yeah,
go-to person for concerts type thing.
no, which thank you because like that's just like not really my thing, but like it's just uh like obviously I still like have certain musicals where I'm like, oh, I did like that one. It's
Right.
just like overall like
Right.
I prefer not to. It's not my first choice.
Right. I respect because not everyone is
Yeah.
into music or musicals because musicals have like a bad rap
Yeah.
as the theater kids, but genuinely though, masterpieces are created in musicals and there's like I will definitely be like you should watch this one because it's actually really good, but I'm not going to force you to.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
the same with anime. You're the first person that has told me, oh, you don't like you never have told me that I have to watch an anime.
Oh, no. I'm like, that's like something that this has always been a big pet peeve of mine. I hate it when people are just like, oh, well, you literally just said that you're not a fan of this. Well, you just need to watch it. And you need to be a fan of it anyways.
old
I
Star Wars fans.
hate it when people do that. That's
No,
specifically what I'm talking about. That's why
no,
I
no,
literally put it in my debut. And if you try to tell
no,
me to watch and enjoy Star Wars, I will literally ban you in my chat. That's
no.
also why it gets on my nerves when Max is like, play Final Fantasy. That's also why
So you're saying
I
you're
hate
petty.
Harry Potter too.
No, I was gonna
Yes,
say the
that,
fandom
but it's
that does
my
it the
biggest
worst.
pet peeve.
Let me tell you, the fandom that does it the worst is the Harry Potter fandom.
That was my other example.
No,
Those
because
are the two that I hate.
current Star Wars fans really good about not doing that, right?
Yeah,
Star Trek fans have always been good about not doing that.
yeah.
Harry Potter fucking fans, whether you're a fan of the book or the fucking movies, I don't give a shit. Stop telling me that I should enjoy a story about a wizard because I don't give a shit. I never have,
Here's
never will, and I read 4 of the books, okay? And I hate them.
no. Here's my thing with the
Like,
Harry Potter movies. I don't like them. I hate them. I have not only read every single goddamn book in that series because I made a bet with my sister and then she didn't fucking follow through on the series she was supposed to read for me. I'm still pissed about that to this day, by the way. She also quit right before the best fucking book, but I'm not getting into that. I'm not
right.
fucking getting into that. I've watched every single one of the movies and I still didn't like it. And then later I was talking to my mom and she's like, "Oh, well, do you just not like it because, the author is a piece of shit?" And I'm like, "I hated it before she exposed herself as a piece of shit. I hated it purely based off of the story." Purely based off of the story. Same thing for Star Wars, by the way. My whole family forced me to watch all of the Star Wars. I hate that series. And they're like, why don't you like it? It's so good. And meanwhile, I'm over here like, if it's space or time travel, I don't like it. And then as I'm trying to make this argument, one of my cousins is like, "Oh, well, do you like Cowboy Bebop cuz it's an anime, but it's space themed?" And I said, "No, cuz I fucking hate space themed content." I'm very passionate about this.
You sound like me when I go off on Fire Emblem Fates. I just want you to know.
It's my passion. It's like one of those things where it's like, if you enjoy it, it's fine. Like, enjoy it to your heart's content. It's
Don't
not for
force
me.
other people to
But
enjoy them.
the second that you are like, oh, well, you just don't like it because you haven't watched, I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. No. No. I will watch it and I will still hate it because it's not for me and I know this and that's why I'm not playing or watching it.
Right.
Good night, Flynn. Have a
Good
good
night.
sleep.
Goodbye, everyone. I remember you all
Thank
in
you for stopping my
therapy.
stream. Thank you, Sid. Have
Yeah,
a great
thank
night. Sleep well.
you.
See, here's the thing about that. Don't force other people to enjoy something that you enjoy. That's like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But also, for me, I only hate the series of Harry Potter now because of people like that.
Yeah.
It's made me hate the series because the story I did not give a shit about. I was like, the writing feels like a fanfic writing, right? In like the
Yeah.
Wattpad way, right? And that's not a
Yeah.
compliment.
No.
Like just how it was written. I never watched any of the movies, so I can't say for the movies, right? But like how it was written, I was
The
like, it
books are
feels
better
too
than the
Wattpad-y.
movies.
I don't care.
Let's just say that.
I don't care. Uh, the it feels like reading a Wattpad fanfiction, and so I was like, I don't care. It's not for me. Whatever. I read 4 books in because I was doing it for a friend, and you know, I just ended up not liking it. I didn't finish the series because I was like, if I'm not liking it now, I'm not gonna like it later. It wasn't until every time I'm like, oh, I don't really like Harry Potter, like whatever, people made me hate it, despise it even.
Mhm.
Because
Oh
everyone
yeah.
puts it on a holy grail, even still to this day with the author being a piece of shit as she is.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, okay, like you can enjoy it, just don't force me. Don't force people who don't like the series to like it because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like it even further. But that's why I appreciate like the Star Wars fans that I know,
Hmm.
which are a lot of more recent ones than anything. Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
I just don't like Star Wars because one, it's too long, and I watched the first trilogy, and
Yeah.
two, I like Star Trek more. I like how they did it
Yeah.
more. So I'm
See.
biased, but it's also just like one of those things where it's like I appreciate most of those fans for not forcing people to get into it. At least the
Yeah.
people that were fans of it that I know. And so I don't hate Star Wars.
Mhm.
I'm just like it's not a series for me because I like how Star Trek did it better because it's less
Yeah.
convoluted and crazy. Star Trek is long, but it's
Yeah.
less crazy, convoluted, easier to kind of like piece together. And for me, the characters are more interesting.
Yeah. See, I didn't like Star Wars simply because I wasn't a fan of the story and I hate space themed content. It's just,
Yeah.
it is not the content for me. It's something that I will probably never find interesting. Like, never have. Like, I just don't tend to like that type of media at all.
Right.
Like, space and time travel are two of the mediums where I'm just like, it's really just not for me. I don't like stories that use it as a plot mechanic, and it just happened to be that. But then, because of the Star Wars fans, because like I had the Harry Potter fans doing the same thing to me, but it was the
Right.
Star Wars fans that were bad for me because it was family members. Because that's why I had to watch all those movies. Was because they were like, "Oh, you just have to watch it. You just have to watch it," and I'm like, I have watched all of it, and I don't like it. It's not for me. But then they were just like, Star Wars is the greatest. Star Wars is the greatest. Star Wars is the greatest. You have to watch it. You have to watch it. You have to like it. You're legally obligated to like it. Like, all that shit that just made me have such a despise, like, burning, passionate hatred for this stupid series that I don't even care about. I don't care about it. Like, at the end of the day, like, I don't care if you like Star Wars. Like, I don't care about the series at all. Like, but because of those people, and because of people telling me that I have to like it, even though I clearly don't like base related stories, I hate it. And the thing that, like, I mentioned it earlier, but the thing that, like, pissed me off to no end was when my relative kept trying to name space related anime. And it was like, well, you like anime, so do you like this? And I had to keep going, no, because it's set in space. I don't like it. No, I don't like Cowboy Bebop because it's set in space. No, I don't like Space Dandy because it's set in space. No, I don't like the very popular time travel ass anime that I can't remember the name of right now because it involves time travel. Those are the genres that I'm not interested in.
Right.
It's pretty popular, but that's all I. That's
You're talking to someone who only knows like current popular anime. So
yeah. Give me 1 second. It's it's uh I can't remember the name of it, but I'm not a fan of it.
Right.
And it's like, it's nothing against, like, the stories in those shows, but, like, when it's a plot mechanic, I don't like it, and I don't enjoy it.
Right.
It's just not for me.
I'm sad because you'll probably never like Trigun, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, the new Trigun's more space themed than anything, but both of them have space
Yeah.
in it, but that's not the main focus.
Yeah. Steins Gate.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
Yeah, you're literally talking to someone that does not know like a lot of titles in anime.
Yeah.
Like I've heard recent ones, but I have not heard like big ones until like recently. But that's the first
Yeah.
that's the first time I've heard of that one.
Steins Gate is kind of one of the shows where it's like, I'm not just your basic anime fan. I'm interested in Steins Gate and this and this and this one. It's like one of those kind of animes.
Right.
Where it's for the people who are like weebs, but like they're try-hard weebs.
Right.
Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but
That makes sense, though. That makes perfect sense to me.
yeah, and I'm just like, nothing against the story. I'm sure it's a great story, but it involves time travel, so at the end of the day, I'm not gonna like it. Because time travel, space themes, not for me.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
50-50
personally,
on, like,
just not a fan of it.
space stories.
Yeah.
But that's because I was a massive fucking fan of I Am Number 4 series. Yes, I know.
I think
I'm
it's
aware.
partially because I'm scared of space.
That makes
But yeah, I'm just like never been a big fan of like alien sci-fi media. Like, just personally wasn't interested.
right.
So, yeah.
That's fair. I'm 50-50 on it. It depends. But
But back to the main point of this. That's why I'm like very, very like passionate and like trying not to like force people into liking the things that I like. Is because I'm like, I've been on the receiving end of it and it's a big pet peeve of mine. And like sometimes I'll like catch myself where I'm like, I want you to like this, you should like it. And then I'm like, no. If they don't like it, they don't like it. It's fine. Like,
yeah.
they don't even have to try it. Like, it's fine, but, like, it's something where I'm always like, yeah, you shouldn't force people to get into something just because you like it. Like, if someone's like, oh, I want to watch anime and I want to get into it, I'll be like, oh, yeah, like, if you like, say, Lord of the Rings or, like, cooking shows or even just, like, cartoons, like Dungeon Meshi, like, that's for you. But then it's like, if someone was like, I want to get into anime, but I don't know where to start, and I'm like, oh, you like Star Wars, so, like, I'll recommend, like, stuff like Cowboy Bebop or Trigun, that kind of thing.
Yeah. That... Yeah.
Like, I know that's, like, some of those, like, might have not been the, like, best examples, but, like, that's, like, what I aim to do, because I'm like, I don't want to force someone into, like, liking the same thing as me just because I like it. Like, just because I like it doesn't mean someone else has to like it.
Right, exactly. And it's like, and you can you can appreciate how people like other things. Like, you love slice of life romance stories.
Yeah.
And I don't get the point of them.
Yeah.
But it's like, whenever you talk about a show or a webtoon specifically that involves those themes, it's like, they're entertaining because they're coming from you. But if I were to read them or watch them or consume that media on my own, I would be like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that energy where it's just like you don't want to force people into it, but if you're passionate enough and you talk about it, people are going to be interested in
Mhm.
it. But you're
Yeah.
never going to be able to convince everyone to be in the same series as you, especially if you're
Yeah.
forcing them to.
Oh, definitely not. And I'm like, I feel like as soon as you start forcing someone to get into something, like the enjoyment dies. Like if
Yes.
you're like absolutely forcing someone to watch or play or get into something, then I feel like part of it is just it's less fun because it's like instead of them being able to like actually get into it like from curiosity, it's like it's like an obligation and I have to like it because my friend likes it and they really want me to like it. But then when it's like you're talking about something and you can hear them be so passionate about it and it makes you want to get into something, like that's how I'd like prefer my friends to get into the things that I'm interested in because it's like then if they don't like it then it's like, oh well, you were genuinely curious and you tried and I appreciate that. But then it's like if they end up really loving it, they got into it because they were genuinely curious about it and they genuinely wanted to be into it.
Right.
And that's just always how I've viewed it. Because I'm like it as someone who's like it's just like always just been my pet peeve when people force me to get into media I don't want to watch or play or get into. Like it's just like it's such a big pet peeve of me when I'm forced to get into something because then for me it's like I feel obligated to like this media and if I don't like it then I feel just like I'm like I hate it but like my friend is so passionate about it and I don't want them to be sad that I don't like this because they liked it enough to force me into it.
Right.
Unless it's people like my family members who forced me to get into Star Wars. Fuck you guys.
It's
I'll
different
trip.
coming from family for sure.
Yeah. But like when a friend's so passionate about something and I just can't get into it, I'm like, I feel bad if you like forced me to get into it. Like I
Right.
feel bad for not liking it, but then it's like if they didn't even like say like, oh, hey, you should watch it. They just like talked about it and then like I tried it out on my own then was like, not for me. I don't feel guilty about that because I'm like I'm still going to enjoy listening to them talk about it.
Right.
But like for me, like I'm like, I wasn't a fan of it, but like I love listening to them talk about it. And it just makes it feel better to me personally.
Absolutely, yeah. Space is super scary. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Have you guys heard of the
Yeah.
false vacuum hypothesis?
No, and I don't want to.
Like,
Sorry. That sounds scary.
I'm not as scared of space as I am of the ocean, but here's the thing.
Which valid because we know more about space than the ocean.
Yes, and the thing is too, is that I am like a physics astronomy nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Huge. Huge, huge, huge. So I know a bunch of
Yeah.
theories and a bunch of hypotheses and a bunch of actual things that are happening in space right now where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
this is why I should be scared of it, but it's so fucking fascinating to me that it's just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I want to know more about that. Like black holes, for example,
Mm-hmm.
white holes, bruh,
Mm-hmm.
literally.
Yeah. I'm like, I can appreciate space. It's cool. A lot of cool stuff happens in it, but I'm also scared of it.
That's so valid. The fact that your blood cells explode if you're exposed to the atmosphere of space,
Yeah.
or you freeze.
That bothers me less than just other random shit about space.
Yeah, like how they sent a bunch of animals and their carcasses are floating in space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. I'm like, I can keep going on, bro. I can get worse.
Don't.
Because honestly,
I'm not over here being like, did you know this random fact about the deep ocean?
I do actually. That's what fuels my fear. By the way, I know a lot about the ocean too. Just because I'm afraid of the ocean does not mean I did not learn about it. I am terrified of an ocean for a reason, and it's because I see the
Yeah.
information on it every single day. Appreciation and fear combo for real though, because it's just like you don't know what's out there, and so it's like kind of fascinating because it's like it's so far removed from us, where it's like I will
Mhm.
never go to space ever in my life, never ever,
Yeah.
right? Unless if the
Yeah.
Earth explodes, then that's a whole different thing. But the
No, I'm
thing
just dying
is,
with the Earth.
right, exactly. So it's like I'll never be to space. It's far enough away that I will never get there. So that kind of separation is like that's what kind of makes me feel comfortable with it and at peace with
Mhm.
it. Whereas the ocean's literally like a couple states away or like a few
Yeah.
states away or like another country away. And it's like
Yeah.
I see it and I have like an immense fear that I'm going to drop in and never be seen again.
Yeah.
And part of
No,
it
I
is
totally
by
get that.
seeing a shark in the waters the first time I was in the ocean too. Huge
Yeah.
part of my fear, by the way. And we found out it
Yeah.
was a great white. So that was fun. Um that was very fun. So the ocean is different for me because it's like it's literally
Yeah.
water.
Yeah. I'm like, I definitely get that. I do like the ocean more, but like I said, it's more just because I'm like, I love the water, that kind of thing. But
Regardless of
like,
what's in it.
I definitely understand the fear of the ocean, like 100%.
I'm afraid of being
Like,
around wild animals. I'm afraid of being around anything that's in the
of
ocean
the
too.
water.
Like jellyfish? No.
Yeah,
Fuck no. I can't. I
yeah.
hate beaches for it.
I like
No.
little moon jellies.
No. Aquariums scare the shit out of me.
I
No.
love aquariums.
I hate them. I cannot do it. I hate it. I
I
hate it.
just love
Because most of the
learning
time you're
about,
surrounded by water and it freaks me the fuck out.
yeah, I just love learning about, like, marine biology. Because I really like biology. Like, biology and chemistry, I love learning about. But, like, the ocean is, like, way less scary to me than space.
Right. That's
um,
fair.
but the two things that I can like pretty much consistently say that I'm like terrified of is space and caves.
Caves are terrifying too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cave diver
I'm
memes are funny
immensely
though.
terrified of caves. Oh, they're hilarious. I think the cave diver memes are so fucking funny. But I am immensely terrified of caves. Like this has like been an ongoing thing since I was a child because I've visited some of the jewel caves like when I was young, and it was so scary for me that I had to be held the whole time. And like I was like a kid, like a littler kid, but like I was like old enough that like I could and should have been walking around on my own, but I had to be held because I was so fucking terrified. And that has stayed with me to adulthood because I am just so immensely terrified of caves.
It doesn't help that we are in an area that's notorious for deaths that happen in spelunking and cave diving accidents. Like we are in the
Yeah,
area most notorious for it. And
which
in
I didn't
miners
even know
accidents
that
too. Like mine
until
accidents.
recently.
Yeah, like mining accidents too. Notorious area for it too.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. Like
I
all of
don't
the
know.
west of like the western coast
Yeah,
of America is like mining accidents galore.
yeah. Well, it's like a lot of like missing people's cases. A lot
All
of
that.
them line up with the cave systems in
Yes.
America, at least. And yeah, ever since I was a kid, like I I loved Avatar: The Last Airbender as a kid, and I've rewatched it many times, and to this day, the episode that I skip is Secret Tunnel. Partially because I hate the
Secret
fucking
tunnel.
song, and
Secret
partially
tunnel.
because it scares the ever-loving shit out of me.
That's valid. The song's funny though. I
It is
disagree with
funny,
you on
but it's
that.
also annoying because I've listened to it so many times.
Yeah, I haven't even watched all of Avatar, so
Yeah, but
I
I
will watch
still
it when it comes
remember,
on.
like, I had a friend, and they were talking about like these caves in like Tennessee, and they're like, I want to go visit. Like, it's so like the cave is so big that like it's like you're in a room. Like, you should like go if you ever get the chance to visit, because like it's just such a cool experience and stuff, and like all that. And I literally had to be like, no, because it's a cave. And they're like, but why not? It's really open, like you're in a open room. And I was like, but it's a cave, and I know it's a cave. And the fact that I know it's a cave makes me terrified. Like, just thinking about being in a cave, I'm like,
Right.
oh, no. Which is funny, because I don't really have claustrophobia. It's just caves.
It's the isolation, I think, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You become isolated if you put yourself in a cave. Because when I was a kid, I used to go spelunking all the time.
Oh my god.
My fear stems from an
Terrifying to me.
experience that my father and I have. So, which was near death for him. Fun times.
Oh Jesus.
So that's why I don't like caves in general. But
Yeah.
it wasn't like a tight squeeze type story. It was more so like we encountered a rock that nearly knocked him the fuck out. And I was a
Yeah.
child, so I would have never been able to carry him out. And we were in an area with no self-service, period. And we did not have cell phones.
Oh
So,
jeez.
like, I love hiking, I love going into caves and stuff, but I have that initial fear of, like, something's gonna happen. So if I ever go into a cave and I have, like,
Mhm.
this immense feeling in my chest of, like, something's not right, I immediately leave it. Like,
Yeah.
it's something that I can't it's like same with like if there's a day that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go hiking, and as soon as I step on the trail, if I get a sinking feeling in my chest or stomach, I'm like, I'm out. Bye.
Yeah.
Like, cause I already had the experience of getting lost in a forest. So
Yeah.
like I don't need another one of those. I'm traumatized from that. But I
Yeah.
still love going out and doing those things, but like I'm in the same situation as you as like if someone was to be like, "Oh, you should go stop by this cave," I would be like, "Absolutely not."
Oh yeah.
But
No.
nothing scares me more than mountain climbing. Like extreme mountain climbing.
Oh yeah.
People who share their stories about Mount Everest, K2,
Hmm.
other like the Denali Mountains, fuck off. Fuck
Yeah.
off. That is terrifying. Great that you accomplished that.
Hmm.
Why the fuck do you wanna risk your life?
Yeah. The gut feeling is very good to listen to indeed. I agree with that
I agree
because
with
it's
that.
like I know there's a lot of memes about it now where it's like, oh, haha, like I can't trust my gut, like anxiety, or I can't trust my gut, I'm lactose intolerant. But genuinely, like, you know, when it's like a genuine feeling of something isn't right. Like,
Yeah.
even like as someone who definitely has anxiety, there are times where it's like, ooh, something like really, really isn't right. Like I've had that feeling before, like about situations where I just ended up not going and it ended up being for the better. I've had it for people, like for my like I had a friend who had a really, really toxic like ex-boyfriend, and they turned out to be a very bad person, and I always had a terrible feeling about them, even though they were pretty nice like on the
Right.
surface, and it turned out like they were really terrible person, like put that like person that I knew in a very bad situation.
Right.
And I'm like, I always had a bad feeling about that person.
Yeah. It's always something that it's like, if you're getting a horrible bad feeling or pit in your stomach or chest, don't fucking follow it
Mhm.
through. Don't. It's there
Yeah.
for a reason. You have an innate you're a mammal. You're gonna have an experience like that. Even if
Yeah.
your life is pretty tame and mellow, you're gonna have an experience like
Mhm.
that where you feel that feeling. Go away. Don't pursue it. Just
Yeah.
fucking go away from it. Like, and
Yeah.
that's coming from from two people here that are camping enjoyers.
Yes.
Like, I camped in the middle of Yellowstone before, type thing.
Yes. Camping
Like,
enjoyers and both have anxiety, so it's like, yeah, we know like sometimes you get the anxious feeling and it's your brain being like, haha, no, but like there
it's
are times
genuinely
when it's
like,
like
listen to it.
you genuinely should listen to it.
Listen to it. Even if you're sad about missing
Mm.
out on an experience, listen to it. Fucking listen to it.
Sometimes it's just for the better.
Don't get lost in the forest for a set amount of days. Don't do it. It's not fun.
Don't.
Don't
I
camp in the
like
middle
this.
of Yellowstone. It's not fun.
Yeah. I like the established caves that are meant for tourists and have supports and safety things so you can get the experience with but with reassurance. Yeah. I think those are good.
I'm not gonna
I
scare you
just
with a story that I know. So,
I personally uh can't handle any caves. It's just it's not good for me. No. Me
caves
and
with
caves, no.
systems like that, if they don't get if they don't get updated with safety gear and all that, it
Mm.
has led to horrible tragedies. I will just say that. You can find them on
Yeah.
YouTube, but it leads to horrible shit happening to the point that
Yeah.
people have made creepy pastas about it. So,
Oh yeah. It's kind of like I could have a cave with all of those things and like have full knowledge that this cave was fully up to date, like fully like 100% guarantee safe. Like no matter what, like everything is going to be fine. Like guaranteed 100%. And I would still be too terrified to go. Like I like caves just scare me so much.
that's so valid though.
Mhm.
Like, that's oceans for me. Even if I walk into
Yeah.
bear, I'm like, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah. It's like nope.
Mhm.
Nope.
It's that same vibe, and it's not a good one.
Yeah.
You're busy adulting what about caves? Alice has an immense
I'm
fear about
terrified of
caves.
them. I'm genuinely actually scared of them. Like no joke.
I'm 50-50 about them. I will go in them if it's a means to survive. I will go in them if I feel comfortable enough to. But there's also, like, due to some experiences I've heard about and that I've had, it's like, I'm also
Mhm.
terrified of them.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
think yeah, I guess it depends on the situation, but like it I probably would just accept death over going into a cave.
the thing
Or
is
I'd
that
have to be it'd have to be like somebody should hate me.
you've gone into a cave, it was a pretty one. See, caves are pretty. There are a lot of caves that are so fucking pretty because that's where a lot of, like, gems and, like, a lot of minerals come together and make really
Hmm.
pretty shit. But it's also, like, it's terrifying as well because it's such an
Yeah.
isolating experience if you go into a cave alone.
Well, it's like I've been in like one of like it's like considered like one of the most beautiful caves, like the Jewel Caves in South Dakota. Um where it's all the gorgeous like beautiful geodes and all all those things that I can't think of the names of right now. And that was the cave that traumatized me enough that I had to be carried the whole time.
I agree.
So
Mines
it's
are
like,
scary.
I can appreciate them. I'm just scared of them.
So valid, though. Scared of them.
Yeah. Mines are scary. And you're crazy for that, Max.
Mines are scary. What the fuck are you talking about?
Why are you going into mines?
Because mines are cave systems, essentially. But they just go deeper and underground and they're man-made.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just said that they're not scary.
I did? No, mines are scary.
Okay, there you go. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
I swear I said mines are scary.
I heard
Maybe
mines
it just.
aren't scary.
I'm like getting to that point where I'm tired enough where I'm like slightly speaking weird. So it was
Right.
probably just me not
Or I
enunciating
heard it wrong. Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, I was like, or I heard it wrong.
Let's be real, it was probably me not enunciating correctly.
Because Cali is full of them, absolutely. The further west you go, the more mines
Oh
are
yeah,
open for us, for sure. They're all over in our area too. A shit
yeah.
ton.
Oh, I fully agree with that, Max. I'm just terrified of both.
Mines are scary for a different reason. That shit's man-made. That's not meant to exist at any point. It'll crush and maybe kill. Well, same with caves though. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Caves are the exact same way, except they're not man-made. They're more
yeah,
unpredictable. Because with man-made ones, if a cave-in does happen, they at least have a planned out, like, we know where to look for a
yeah.
rescue service, you know? And there are stories of mines caving in and then people knowing where to go because it was man-made.
Mhm.
But with caves caving in that are not man-made, there's not a lot of survivors that come out of that. We'll just say that right
No.
now. And that
If
happens more
I
often.
if I ever got trapped in a cave, like I think I would genuinely just die on the spot.
Yeah, you would have a heart
Like
attack.
I would just perish out of existence.
Yeah, you would have like a
Like
panic
I would
attack
just
or like
spontaneously combust.
that too, I guess. 15 years ago, there was this ghost town in Arizona. There was a cool mine, but apparently my parents had to sign a death waiver. Yeah. Um,
Signed a death waiver.
Anywhere that you're gonna tour in a mine, you have to sign a death waiver or you have to get permission of the landowner.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Always, always. It's the same with caves too. You
Yep.
have to get permission or it has to be a tourist site.
Yeah.
You cannot go into a cave without getting a permission or having it be a tourist site.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was told years later why every time we visited that town, they never went back to that mine. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of mines have a lot of issues, a lot of curses, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
cave-ins, a lot of lives lost.
Yeah.
That's why a
Very.
lot of them are abandoned and closed off, and people still go into those ones.
Yeah. Very. Very not good times.
I was one of
Very
those
much
kids
not.
that did that, so there's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of the
I
reasons
have
why I love Arizona.
I have never been to a mine. I've never been inside of a mine. And I'm going to keep it that way
They're not fun.
for as long as possible.
It's steep
Yeah.
ladders mainly, and tight squeezes, and then big openings, and then tight squeezes, and you're just going down and down and down. And there's only one way up and one way down usually. So,
Hmm.
not fun.
I don't think I could handle that. No. Luckily I know that. I know I can't handle it, so I'm never gonna be like, oh, yeah, we'll be fine. I can do it. Like, no.
Right.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Right.
Nope.
That's like
Not
me
for
swimming in the ocean.
me.
I can't handle it, so I won't do it.
Yeah. Yep. I'm like, no, sir. I cannot.
But yeah, mines are more notorious
Hmm.
than caves for sure. But caves do have the same
Yeah.
issues. There's just less survivors that come out of it.
Yeah. Or it's like I brought up earlier with like missing peoples, like people just don't know that they went into a cave.
Yeah.
And like that's also really scary to me.
Well, and a lot of caves are burial grounds, so they get closed off because of that.
Yeah.
Because it's a grave for people or someone.
Yeah. So remember, kids, never go hiking without telling people where you're going hiking.
Oh yeah, never go out camping, hiking,
Please
anything, period, without telling someone.
don't go into the wilderness without telling someone exactly where you're going to be, or at least the area. Please.
Have a map on you if you're going to an area with no cell service too.
Yeah.
That is extremely important. Always carry a water bottle on you and a snack with you as well.
Yep.
Always,
Even
always.
if you're just going on a popular hiking trail, always have a water bottle and a snack with you.
Always. Always have essentials on you. Always.
Yes. Like, even if you're like, oh, it's a really popular trail, lots of people are on it, always carry the essentials, please.
Several
Always.
popular trails in the area that we live in have a lot of people die on them daily.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's why I say
bring
it.
your essentials. Bring your essentials. Wrap a jacket around your waist if it's a hot day. Have
On
your
that note,
essentials
I
on
want to
you.
go hiking this summer.
I probably will. I love hiking so
Yeah.
much. You want to know what actually is terrifying
Just
though?
hike safely. What?
Geysers.
Yeah. No, I agree. I
Shit's
agree.
terrifying. People are like, oh, they're so pretty, they're so beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, terrifying. Pit of hell right there.
Yeah.
I'm not religious, but
Yep.
pit of hell right there. And you want to
Yep.
know why? I know I already told you this. Chat, do you want to know why I'm scared of geysers? It involves Old Faithful, by the way.
Yeah.
The person did not die, but a little bit of a warning, it's kind of scary. I was a child, like 7 or 8. And the first time I went to Yellowstone and the first time I visited Old Faithful, they have like a waiting area, like a big huge thing that kind of goes halfway around Old Faithful, but it's very far away from Old Faithful, right? So, an Old Faithful, for those who somehow don't know, one of the biggest geysers in America, okay? And it goes off at a very specified time, several times a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one that spouts out, explodes, kind of thing. Very stinky, by the way. It's gross. Anyway,
Yeah.
I was a child. Baby child, okay? A teenager, as soon as Old Faithful went off, decided to run into it. He came out alive, and I'm not going to go to description, but how he looked after the fact has made me terrified of geysers to this day, period.
Yeah.
And I love walking and hiking on those paths, but I also have like this great, immense, terrifying fear of going on those hiking trails and paths and being next to geysers.
Yeah.
It's something about looking at them where it's like, I know it's pretty, but I have like that innate horrible fear about them now. Because of that one teenage dude.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Be careful around geysers and hiking trails.
Yes. Yeah.
Now we're on the topic of that. Terrifying.
Yeah.
I would take a cave on over that, period. Because the potential of slipping off a path into a geyser is way more likely than dying in a cave. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just like, yeah. If you're going to do any outdoor activities, make sure people know where you are and where you're going. It's always better to be safe than sorry. They're like, because no matter how experienced you are, no matter how much you know, like, there's always a risk. Like, with a lot of stories of like people like getting lost, it's a lot like it's people who know their stuff and they were getting lost, so it's like never assume that you know. Like, always be careful, always take the proper precautions.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
And also, if you're around geysers and you slip in, you're not getting saved.
Yeah.
If you're in a cave and you get trapped, they could attempt to save you. If you
Yeah.
get lost in the ocean, they're not gonna find you.
Mm-mm.
Think of the circumstances of where you are
Yeah.
as well. And be like, do I want to risk this? Is someone going to find me or no?
Yeah.
Always be fearful.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Yeah.
nature, but always be fearful of it.
Yeah.
Wisdom for real though.
Yes. As two people who love nature, take it from us. Be careful.
Also, don't
Like,
put your finger to a bug zapper. Thank you.
the fuck did you do?
It wasn't me. It was my father.
Oh my
Don't do
god.
that in the middle of nowhere where there's no cell reception because it will hurt and it will fuck you up for a day or two if you have
Oh my
alcohol in your
god.
system. So don't touch bug zappers
Of course. I should have expected that last part.
and don't pour gasoline into a bonfire pit. That's another one. Don't pour gasoline into a bonfire pit. It's not safe.
Oh.
That is one that I did do.
Seriously, just don't. Yeah, I've done that before too.
I did it out in the open though. There was no foliage around. It was dirt and rock, but
Yeah, bonfire safely too, guys. Um, uh, do not be stupid
no,
when you're setting fires, please.
roast hot dogs in bonfires and have the cops join you when they ask what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah,
And then when they
but
ask how did you light it, it's like, oh, it was an old couch that said for free on the side of the road. Totally not speaking from experience, by the way.
definitely
Totally
not.
Totally not.
Yeah, I'm more so meaning like don't do it in like a wooded area with
Right.
like dry leaves around and shit. Do it in
Sure.
like a rocky area where you're not gonna set a massive fire off. And get that couch and join the join the police officer in roasting hot dogs over the fire.
Right.
I love roasting s'mores, but I don't like s'mores.
I never had a hot dog, so I don't know why we chose hot dogs to roast, but yeah.
Yeah,
S'mores,
because hot dogs are fun to roast.
s'mores are okay. I don't like them.
I'm not the biggest fan of them. I like them enough. I just like making them.
I don't like the chocolate, and I don't like the marshmallow that people tend to use with it, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're
I
craving hot
think
dogs now?
I
Make
just
one.
like setting stuff on fire.
I wanted to say, if either of you do play Pokemon Pearl or Diamond someday, you do go through mountain caves and ride Pokemon on the ocean.
Unfortunately, that has confirmed that I probably will not play that game.
Honestly, it's different in video games than it is in real life for me, so I probably will play it.
No, I get scared, even of caves and media.
Pussy.
I know.
Pussy. Anyway.
I know.
You have none, order them. Order it from Costco.
Find a way to get them. You can call me a coward all you want. You will not get me to touch media with caves in it. I'm scared of it, and I'm scared of it for a reason. And I have spent a lot of time explaining those reasons. So if you
But
want me to explain those reasons, go back and watch the VOD.
Yet you play Minecraft and Stardew Valley.
Hey, guess what I don't do in Minecraft and Stardew Valley?
But guess what you eventually have to do in Stardew Valley?
Hey, guess what? I play in creative mode on Minecraft, and I literally spend all of my money to buy ore from the blacksmith because I hate the caves so much.
You're psycho then.
I am. I hate caves. I hate being in them. It genuinely freaks me out. I get so much anxiety.
That's crazy. Because it's like, I have a fear of the ocean, but I'll still play Subnautica.
It's a genuine. I'm pretty sure it's a genuine phobia because it's like
It is.
It is very irrational, but I'm like, I just can't handle it.
That's fair.
Get so stressed out.
I just like teasing you about it because it's so funny. Because it's like, it's a video game, but also I get it. But it's funny,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna rip you a new one for it.
You can, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, my brain is just, no.
You don't have to say the reasonings. I'm still gonna rip into you.
Yeah, I know. I don't like hot dogs, but I do like sausages. They are completely different. I do like hot dogs and sausages. I really like the cheese-filled hot dogs. I know a lot of people don't like them. They're really good in like a trashy kind of way. Like they're like not the best, but they taste so good. Kind of like in a fast food kind of way.
Yeah, I never had a hot dog and I never will, but it was one thing that my dad said that made me go, okay, maybe I won't have one, and he said it's paste.
Yeah.
It's made from paste and random shit.
Yeah.
Byproduct from what they're not selling on the market.
Yeah.
So I'm like, absolutely not.
The only way I don't like hot dogs is boiled hot dogs. Those are nasty.
That is fucking gross. I didn't know you could boil hot dogs.
When I was in kindergarten, a grandparent used to pick me up from school, and they would make me boiled hot dogs, and I still hate it. And no, Max, I completely disagree. Sausages are actual meat. Like, it's actual ground meat. Like, you can be like, what are they called? A bratwurst? Like, yeah, that, you can say that is a sausage, but not hot dogs. Hot dogs are not the same as sausages.
Hot dogs are mostly ground organs and leftover product from an animal. It's not necessarily meat, and it's not necessarily one animal. It's a mix of whatever they have.
Yeah. But their textures really are completely different.
Yeah, because hot dogs are mostly organs.
Yeah.
Fun fact, if you did not know.
Yes. And their taste. Sausages are a lot better. I do like hot dogs, though.
I will take your word for it.
I'm not too big of a fan of bratwurst, but I don't know. I haven't had them in a really long time, so maybe if I had one now, I'd like it more, but
I don't.
Also, my problem with bratwurst is like typically you have them with like sauerkraut and mustard, and I'm not a big sauerkraut or mustard person. At least that's what my family does for them. What's Bubba's doing?
What do you mean?
I just heard like crashing and you laughing, so I assumed that it was Bubba's.
That was my OCD medication bottle slamming into my metal 3-tier thing.
Oh, never mind.
I was setting it down when in reality it was not anywhere close to where it was being set down.
Never mind. I just heard crashing and you kind of laughing, and I immediately was like, what's Bubba's doing?
Well, because my mind was immediately like, okay, now grab the acid reflux medication as well. Because it started to act up, and so it was like setting down one pill bottle to grab the other, but I was grabbing the other before I set down the other one. So there's that.
Yeah.
I was like, it's about time that I have to take my OCD medication before I lose my mind tomorrow.
Yeah. I eat bratwurst like a regular hot dog or do caramelized onions and peppers on a hoagie bun.
I feel
Oh,
like
that
that's the
sounds
way to
good.
go instead of eating a
Let's
hot
try
dog.
that out.
Like, you can eat a hot dog if you want, like, a trashy $1 meal, but, like, I
Mhm.
feel like the way to go is go fancy.
Yeah. Hot dogs are good for the same reason that McDonald's hamburgers are good. He just walked by and goes, nasty. I am mostly a food enjoyer. I only say mostly because there are definitely some foods where I'm like very firmly like not a fan of it. Just not for me, like spicy food. But like I'd like to think that I like a decent variety of foods and I'm willing to eat a good amount of them. Like there definitely are the things that I'm like, ooh, nope, not for me. Not gonna do it, but I'd, I'd like to say like I'm pretty okay about most foods, at least.
I wish I could try more foods, but I have to be picky.
Yeah,
Because I'm
yeah,
so
you have
open to
to be
trying
picky.
foods. Yeah, I'm open to trying foods, but I'm allergic to so much of it.
Yeah,
So it's just one of those things where it's like, I wish. I wish I
yeah,
could. Also, the cat is actually sleeping on my bed, so
that's so cute.
it is. I woke her up by turning on the light, though.
You're happy your taste buds have gotten a bit better now as an adult? Nice.
True! They always change the older you get.
Yes.
Because even now, the things that you like now, you could hate, like, 10 or 20 years later.
Yeah.
Mustard
Very
is
true.
not one of those things that will ever taste good to me, though.
No. There is one thing that I will like mustard in. Few things. And that is
Oh,
potato
goodness.
salad and egg salad slash deviled eggs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yippee!
Manifesting an allergy food cure. I am
Heck
too.
yeah.
Because they
Heck
thought
yeah.
my allergy to meat was an intolerance, and then they were like, "Oh no, genuinely, your stomach does not process it
Yeah.
nor digest it." So
Mhm. Yeah.
fun times.
I think I need to tap out
Yeah,
because I
we can
work
raid people all
tomorrow.
day. Oh shit, that's right. Well, too
Yeah.
bad. You have 6 more minutes.
No. Okay.
We got energy drinks for a reason and coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, I got both. It'll be fine. I'm not sleepy.
You could take a nap
Um
tomorrow.
I've had a lot of fun talking.
I have too.
Yeah, it's been a
It's
lot
not
of
the
fun
first time that
today.
we've done it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we
We do
talk
it
like
every day.
that, but
By the way,
um,
people, this is how our conversations go in real life.
yeah, this is a normal conversation for us. Is the only thing that's like different is the fact that we're like speaking to people like as an audience, not like just
To each
speaking
other.
to each other.
And it's longer
Like,
than 4 hours.
yeah,
We
way
talk
long.
the entire day, even if we're on Discord in different rooms because we play
Mhm.
video games.
Yeah, yep. Even if we're at separate places, we're still texting.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, good yap sessions.
Hell yeah. Let's
Mm,
go. And you guys got to tune in too. I need to do more chatting streams.
Yeah.
I like chatting streams a lot.
It's a lot of fun.
It can create a lot of chaos, or it can be like, oh, 14 billion topics in one stream, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Could you imagine that we started with Hades, and now we're here?
I, let's see. I can like see the tangible path of us getting from Hades to mythology. Very understandable. Like, totally get it. After that, I'm like, I don't even know how we got where we are.
Right.
Like we just ended up here.
That's why we
Like,
have to
was I
script what
here?
we talk about if we ever do a
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh yeah, if we ever do a podcast, we need like a bullet point list of like everything we're talking about and like everything we need to talk about.
We have to not go off track as often as we already do.
Oh yeah. I just love tangents so much.
I do too. I think tangents are the funnest thing ever. You
They
know?
really are. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Looking at who we can raid tonight.
Ooh. Ooh.
Chat, do you want Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild? Do you want Minecraft? Or do you want Super Mario Odyssey tonight?
Ooh. All good
What do you...
choices.
Chat, what do you prefer to go watch?
Mm-mm-mm. What do you prefer?
Because I have an idea of who I can go to if you guys don't have a preference.
Ooh.
Or we can choose someone new that is also just chatting.
Yeah.
Everyone in the recommended page has the Suika model.
Oh, that's so funny.
Like everywhere I look, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's a
Everywhere
pretty
I
model.
look,
It's just funny that to
I
see it so
see.
often now.
Yeah, it's super cool though.
It is. It's just funny seeing like a wall of all of them. I'm like, you guys are
Yeah.
all VTuber siblings.
Yeah. I saw someone who was on Twitter, they were like, let's start with that. I want to like see all my like model siblings, and I'm like,
I love
if
seeing
you
them.
can contact all of your model siblings, you need an actual award.
Yeah, literally. And like with that thread too of the Suika ones, it's like
Mhm.
I love seeing what people create with it because you can do a lot more than
Yeah,
I
it
thought you
was
could with
so
that model. And so I was
different.
like, damn,
Hmm.
that looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you guys to, since no one has a preference apparently,
Hmm.
we're gonna raid someone new to chat.
Ooh.
His name is Nintendork, and he's playing Legend
Ooh.
of Zelda Breath of the Wild right now. And I feel like that would be a fun change of pace for tonight,
Yeah.
especially because I have not rated him before.
Hmm.
And I feel like it would be fun.
That's fun. I think that's a
We're
good
gonna raid
idea.
him. And plus he's really good at the game, and it's very fun watching him
Ooh.
play Legend of Zelda games, by the way.
Nice.
It's rare to see it because he plays mostly like Mario from what I've seen. But
Hmm.
he's really, really fucking good at this game.
Yeah.
So what's our raid message?
That
I
is the
should have a
question.
set one that I send every time, but I'm like, I don't know yet.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
I'm gonna say raid party this time. And the
Ooh,
emote we're
yeah.
going to use... I need more emotes. Is... evil one, why not? It's funny.
Heck
Alright,
yeah.
let me create this for y'all to go and raid Nintendork and say hi.
Yes, yes.
Very new person to raid. But
Yeah.
he's a fun streamer. He's entertaining. He's a good guy. So be good
Mm.
in his chat. Have fun if you stick around to watch him. I hope you do for a little bit. And you guys are being sent off in 6 seconds. So thank you for joining stream. Thank you for being online with me, Alice. And I
Yeah.
hope y'all have a great night. Bye!
Bye. Bye.